Good evening, everyone, and I hope you can hear me. Somebody please tell me they can hear me.
You're good,
Has the
Aki.
mic been given away? You can hear?
No, we hear you.
Yes! Yes! Okay, great! Oh my god. So, good evening, everyone, and welcome to a very special series here on the DAT Network. My name is Aki, my pronouns are she, her, and for the next little while, I will be your lovely GM as we embark on a mini-series called Shambhala Tides of Change, set in my own homebrew world by the same namesake. Shambhala is heavily inspired by several AAPI mythology, regions, and landscapes, written by a BIMPOC for BIMPOC to explore a non-Western/European-centric world, and thus the majority of this is deeply rooted away from such familiarities. And if you're craving for more BIMPOC creatives, I implore you to check out Utopia's Creator Day Bundle. You can go and buy up to 40 games starting at $10. My game, Vampire Baseball, and Alyssa, who is not here tonight, their game, The Vamp is Dust, are both featured in this pack. To support other BIMPOC creatives, please head down on to utopia.itch.io. That is HUE.
Oh no!
Aki.
No, and we lost you.
Why?
Don't curse just in case it comes back. I feel like it would.
Just to spite you.
Oh, we were doing so
Okay, how
well.
long was that? 26 minutes? All right, that's not
Okay.
bad. That's not bad.
So, yeah, that's Utopia HUETOPIA.io.
Yeah,
Everybody make sure to
Yes.
go support them and follow the Twitch Utopia TV.
We're just gonna use the camera audio. I've given up. If there is a god, they clearly not in this chat. So yeah, check out Utopia's Creator Day Bundle. It's super great. It's lasting for about a week. You guys are good. And joining me today, we have our lovely cast, -1. Our dear Alyssa has been whisked away, F's in chat. For the rest of the cast that is here, please tell us a little bit about yourselves, your characters, and if they were an author, what is the title of their book, and what are the contents of said book? We'll go in alphabetical order, starting with Brandy.
Hi everybody, I'm Brandy Rose, pronouns they, them. You can find me on Twitter at @TheBrandyRose. I am a talk show host. I am a producer for both talk shows, podcasts, and APs. I said both. I said three things. It's fine. I know how to speak English. It's all good. But yeah, I have a lot of shows currently running, several shows wrapping up. If you go to Spotify and put in Brandy Rose, a bunch of them will pop up. But I do have a new one that is currently only on Spreaker, but you can find the link on my Twitter, and also you can find it by Googling. It is called Chewing Gum for the Brain, and it is co-hosted and produced by the wonderful Classical Glyza and also Mental Woke, aka Cassie, where we use our 2 degrees and 1 extremely reality TV obsessed aficionado to kind of I finally get to use my little bit of a PhD, and we get to analyze the people's behavior on Love is Blind and try to see if we can find any kind of human behavior and logical reasoning on really wacky funny shows. And it's nice. It's chewing gum for the brain. So make sure to give that a listen, and my new talk show, Roll With It, is coming out soon. We start shooting tomorrow. That will be on twitch.tv/cutespodoot, and it is in collaboration with Roll. So make sure to check out all of those things and more, also on my Twitter at @TheBrandyRose. And Bimori got it together enough to write a book. I won't elaborate on this. We saw a peek of it last episode, but it would be 101 ways to pick up hot women at the bar.
All right. Hamnah, you're next.
All right. Hello, everybody. My name is Hamnah, and I use any and all pronouns, and I am a TTRPG performer. You can find me on Twitter at @HShahid_, where I talk about all of the different projects that I'm a part of. I am a part of a variety of APs that all run over the weekend, so if you want a full weekend of APs with me, definitely come check me out on Twitter, and you can see where I'm at. Today I will be playing Irha Akhtar, who also uses any and all pronouns. They are a orc Oread druid, and if Irha wrote a book, I think I think it would be probably a cookbook with recipes on how to make food using like dirt and rocks. That's what they eat. So
That's amazing. And last but not least, we have Randy.
Hey everybody, I'm Randy Avarenga. I play Rashu, who is our haunted catfolk of the group. And I'm an actor, AP player, streamer, and those kinds of things. So you can follow me over on Twitter at Roller Raja. That's ROLLERRAJA, to find out some projects that I'm working on. One that's really exciting and that's really close to my heart. And part of the DAT fam was the Harbingers game. You can come and check us out. We're actually shooting live in person, so I'm getting excited for my next trip to LA to shoot that. And I have some other projects coming up soon, so keep a watch. If Rashu were to write a book, though, it would be it would be titled "How to Turn the Hunt into Profit," and it would definitely be like a how-to book. But more, is it a scam? Kind of like it's for him to make money. That's what it is.
I was gonna say, it sounds like a scam, and that's so perfect. You can support us here through donations, giving our amazing cast bonuses that can be used throughout the entire campaign. Our donation bonuses are Into the Pool for $5, in which you add a die in a pool that gives a 1d6 bonus to any future roll that any player can use. Private Pool for $6, in which you add a die into a pool. Oh, you know what? You just do the same thing as last time, but for a specific player of the donator's choice. Lucky for $10, in which you roll a 2d20 and take the higher for a future roll, which can be saved. Unlucky for $11, which forces the player of the donator's choice to make a 2d20 roll and take the lower for their next roll. Lore Drop for $20, which grants a backstory scene to a player of the donator's choice. Magic Item for $25, which grants a randomly generated magic item instantly to the player of the donator's choice. Finish Them for $30, which grants someone the guaranteed kill on an enemy, donator's choice. And finally, my favorite, Divine Intervention for $50, in which God shows up. These bonuses will continue on for the rest of the campaign, so if we end a session and there are still D6s in the pool, they will remain for the following episodes. And before we begin, I would like to really quickly go over our content warnings. This mini-series will feature the following subject matter in various degrees: classism, elitism, body horror, gore, mentions of physical abuse, betrayal, acts of raiding, looting, killing, child labor, and trafficking, as well as mentions but no detailed descriptions of physical and emotional child abuse. There will also be deep dark waters, voids, fear of the unknown / future, sexual content in the forms of romance, sex, mentions of sex, sex work, and finally themes of gaslighting, manipulation, and blackmail. Girl bossing and gatekeeping may also be available. With all of that being said and done, I think we are ready to begin. As soon as I can... Yep, thank you, computer, for loading. Okay. Good Hunter, sweet, sweet Hunter, why have you run away? You ran and you ran as fast as you can, but so far from home did you stray. Your pockets are fat, your claws flush with cash, temporary content as it may. Good Hunter, greedy little Hunter, why did you turn away? You called to us, you spoke to us, you asked for us. You did not look to us, you did not speak to us, you did not, but you asked, and now we wait. We watch and we rattle your bones, and we scream in your mind, and we will not go away silently like we did before. Good Hunter, greedy, lonely vermin, Rashu the failure is what we will call you. Rashu the coward, we hear it all the thoughts, the relentless attack of thoughts. Where is your captain? Where is your ward? Where are your friends? Where is your money? Where do the memories go? Where is the light that swallows the dark?
Where is the light? Where are my children? Where is the light? Where? Give us an answer, each one of you. Give us an answer, and we will give you pieces of the truth. So my players, each one of you can give an answer to one of the many discombobulated questions that you received. And if you do, I'll give you a hint to something in this episode.
Right. This is Randy. I know you can't see me. I think we're waiting for the overlay to come back. But oh, there we go. I will start with Rashu. I felt very called out at that. So all I will say is I will ignore most of the questions and just say, call me what you may, but when my arrow splits your face, you won't be calling anyone anything.
Mm-hmm. Your hint is, but do they have a face? Next.
Bamori is just kind of blinking. There's a lot of questions. And one of them was, where is your family? Where she's just like, my moms are at home in the cabin by the beach where I left them. And I think they're fine.
Your hint is that your home is a lot closer than you think.
One of the questions that was asked was, why are you running? And it has answered to that. It is bold of you to assume that I'm running from something and not running to something. I don't run in fear. I run with determination, with ambition, to lay claim to the power that is rightfully mine.
Your hint, Hamnah, is you should be running. So, once again, once again, we will have you guys recap our last episode in character, from your character's point of view, whatever works, and you may get an extra hero point out of that.
From what I recall, we left the meeting of the pirate lords together with Rashu helping us find a way out. Ended up being stopped by Alani, very nervous Alani, I should say, telling us that we were to go to Songs, Curios, and Magical Mishaps, I believe was the name of the shop, in order to find magic items that the princess, the third star, had acquired for us, which is a peculiar kindness on her part, I would say. We went there, only to find a very strange person, Miss Song, who had a lot to say, I think is the kindest way to put it, to us. Had a very interesting shop, a tiger that she kept as a pet. And we each were given, I believe, different services, I think is the best way to put it. I was given a flesh gem gifted to me by the third star. She helped take off my mushrooms, although what she's going to do with them is kind of questionable, and I'm not sure that I'm okay with it. And Bamori was given a potion, I believe, or a elixir of some kind to help them recover their memories. A happy memory, I think, specifically, though she has not had an opportunity to use it yet. We went back to the bar, where chaos ensued. We met Marikit's old crew, actually. And it seems that they had a lot of stories to tell, although none that they were willing to share with us at the time. We went to bed, and upon waking partway through the night, I'm unclear on the timeline, but at some point when we awoke, we realized that Marikit had been stolen, had been taken away, presumably by the Chimera form, perhaps. And if anyone has anything to add to that.
The only thing I will add is that I did not get anything from Song. That weird person. That's all.
All I can say is that she had a tiger named Grilled Cheese. And that's about as much attention as Mori was paying. And it
She
took
does have
forever
a
to
tiger
take off
named
my
Grilled
boots.
Cheese. Yes. Mhm. I will give you all not hit point, 1 hero point. My bad. So you will start a
I
with,
almost died.
and yes, let us begin. There we go. So we start on a fresh morning at the Right Way Down Tavern. Now, just as you said, in the middle of the night, your captain was whisked away from y'all. In their own bed, even. So I must ask, what exactly did you guys do that night? Did you go back to sleep? Did you search the streets?
Oh. I would have started checking everything. Obviously, I already checked that it was squid ink that was on the bed. So
Yes.
I would have checked for areas of entry and seen if I can get a scent or anything that would help for later, trying to hunt them down.
You may make a survival, or actually, survival is the best bet here.
All right.
Mhm.
While Rashu was looking around for scents and whatnot, Idha would have sort of centered themselves on the squid ink and on the space where Marikit was supposed to be, and he would have cast Detect Magic to see if there are any last remnants or traces of anything magical that could have stolen her in the night.
That's a 28.
28. You see the only forced entry is your own. You guys breaking, not necessarily down the door. I don't believe you broke down the door, but
We
you
kicked it
definitely
down.
kicked it in. Yeah. You forced your way in. But there's no other. Everything else is sound. Everything else is untouched. When you cast Detect Magic, however, Yudha, you will know. Besides other things, other items that you could assume are magical, which is usually carried on your person's, your captain's belongings, Memori's belongings, and such, there are 2 points of magic. There is one, you get the scent somewhere else in the tavern. However, this is of divinity, I should say. That's what it feels like. So, I will say you have seen things like belonging to Tala, little statues of worship and whatnot. You can just assume it's that. Truthfully, it is that. And it's just pinging off in the distance, and you're like, okay, there, that's there, okay. But what you do get is the squid ink that is left on the bed, as well as the little card that was left. It was a little calling card that specifically said, I believe, like with love from Bandit or something like that. That ink is also magical.
Memori would like to cast Identify Magic on the squid ink, because she kind of just rolled over and saw ink, she probably like leaned into it a little because she was confused and just kind of just was like, ew. And
I will say it's
just like
dried.
to-
I will say it's dried
okay,
for sure.
thank God.
It's just it's a stain. Now it's just a stain. You know? Yeah, like
Still gross. Yeah. So
It
Bamori
is,
wouldn't
yeah.
say you, but Mitsa probably woke up, saw the stain, and went, oh. So it says that it just says that the GM sets the DC for the checks. Was it just 1d20? Or I forget.
I'm pretty sure if there's no modifier, there should be a modifier that they say for you to like add to your roll, which is probably something
thought so.
akin to your spell attack or.
See, I thought so. It doesn't say that. I've read
Okay,
this
well,
like
then I'll
4
just have
times,
you-
and I was like,
Yeah. Then I'll just have you roll either. Yeah, you can roll either arcane or occult then using this spell,
Okay.
and depending on the DC that you beat, we'll just follow what your spell.
Okay. 16 plus 22. 16, 17, 18. 38.
Yeah, what happens when you crit when you crit succeed?
It's from my mom's. The arcane knowledge.
The lesbians. Back at it again.
Let me see. When I crit succeed, you learn all of the attributes of the magic, including its name for an effect, what it does, means of activating it, so like for the item or location, and whether or not it is connected to curse.
Okay. Well, I will say you can tell this type of magic is... It's not rare, per se, but it's definitely quite the feat to acquire. This is a weird... I want to say, a weird mix of shadow magic and elemental. Whomever has done this is quite an excellent caster. Quite creative, actually. And Bumori, for me, make a recall on society for me. So just roll society.
Okay.
Because the DC for you is quite low, to be honest.
24.
Yeah. You know who did it. There's only one person you've ever met in your entire life who has the audacity, I should say, to grab highly experimental and lucrative forms of magic and just jam them together and force them to submit to her will and to make work. If it wasn't for the fact that the calling card was there and you could read it and know immediately who did it, it's the fact that Bandit always travels with their adoptive daughter, Ada. Ada, the Sea Witch. And you're pretty sure this is her nasty, handy, creepy, dirty work.
So, backstory's sake, also, yeah, Bamori got along pretty well with Bandit. Did not get along with Ada. Just, you meet someone and it's like, you are not for me. And if we didn't have to deal with each other, I'd pretend you didn't exist. But unfortunately we do. And it doesn't go well when we have to work together. So I also think maybe Ada might have thought the amnesiac thing was kind of sus, even though it was real. So yeah, Bamori lets out like just like a deep like groan, like the grudge level of like oh no.
Bamori, are you okay?
I know who did this.
Ooh.
Ada the Sea Witch. Bandit's kid.
Okay. But that's good, right? You are familiar with her magic, at least.
In the way that I was often on the receiving end of it, yeah. About as familiar as Rashu probably is with somebody's right hand. So, yeah.
What?
Not great.
Oh, good
Oh,
heavens.
you cannot tell me you don't get punched in the face on a regular basis. You're like this, and that hasn't happened to you?
No, I
Amazing.
hide from people. I don't want them to punch me in the face.
Just me? It's just me with the urge? Interesting. Okay. Weird. Really weird. Really unbelievable.
He walks to the corner.
Right, so yeah. Here's the thing. She hates my guts. Kind of, like a little. And the fact that I threw a very well aimed crab at her dad's head probably didn't help. And then also, I kind of never got around to like explaining to them that I didn't join you on purpose. So I don't know if they think y'all took me or if they think I helped you steal the ship. Which I didn't, obviously, but I haven't seen them since I, went to bed one night and then woke up with you guys. So, yeah, she hates me. So, I'm not really, if we can get to her dad, if I can get to her dad, if I could talk to Bandit, if I could get to her parent, I could talk to Bandit, then, yeah, I might be able to get them to get her to back off a little. But,
Knowing
if she sees first, we're dead.
Okay, knowing Ada though, do you think that Marikit is in danger right now? Like, is this urgent? Do we need to find them right now?
GM, what does Bamori know?
I will.
think.
What? Okay. What would you know? Well, you guys are aware you were invited to a feast the next day. All the lords are invited to a feast the next day by the princess. That is an invitation that only the truly audacious would turn down. It's a big event. Everything is also paid for and covered. So of course people who like to steal things would probably show up. It's a nice free invitation to do so, actually. So you can assume that Bandit will be there.
Yes, but is like,
I don't think.
does she think
Yeah.
that our captain is like about to die, or do we think that, or like would Bamori know that like Ada's gonna keep her for a bit?
Well, here's something that I will give you for sure, as someone who is a part of Bandit's crew. You know that Bandit's crew loves to do one thing with their prisoners. It's for sure to take them. They love taking prisoners. But it's throwing them, specifically feeding them, to their patron? The Kraken. That is their favorite thing to do. So, is your captain alive? For now, yes, for sure. They are probably kept away somewhere. Is your captain safe? Well, they're not gonna die yet, that's for sure. In terms of feeding to the Kraken, by the way, that is something they do on Kraken Island, which is a ways away. Which means if, for example, you were not able to get to your captain now, you still have time. You would probably just have to speed sail.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Well, I would look over to the others when Mori sort of says that that like they would feed Marikit to this Kraken, and I would go, obviously there's no way we're gonna let that happen. How about I sneak around where Bandit and his minions are heading, so I can case the joint, look for entrances or ways that we can sneak in like at least one of us during the banquet to find Marikit while they're preoccupied.
Are you suggesting, Rashu, that you will skip the feast in order to do so?
Yes.
Do you remember what the feast is for, though?
It's causing chaos. To cause chaos.
It's starting a war, Rashu.
Yes, and we would need to get Marikit out before the war starts. No? We could.
Maybe we should bump it up so that you case the joint before the feast, because Irha might need you at the feast. She'd rather die than say wait. And then
Irha looks at
but you
Mori
can-
like...
Got it.
Yeah, the godling
Yeah.
might need the cat. I don't know.
I
But I vote for
understand.
Rashu casing the joint, because worst case scenario, maybe they'll just take Rashu instead.
I think what
just
Mori's
think-
trying to say is, that's a good idea, Rashu. Before the feast. And if you need any help, I think Bamori and I could probably be of some...
I just wonder about, and you see that sort of like anime, like, I have an idea bubble above his head. Or, maybe we could ensure that Bandit misses the feast.
Oh, no.
I think they
that
hate
is
us
an
enough
interesting
already.
idea.
Oh, and I love
Oh.
the opportunity to make him hate us even more. He stole our captain.
Technically,
Let's make
I'm
him
pretty
pay.
sure Bandit didn't even know about this. This has Ada written all over it.
Does the
It's not
calling
like
card...
she asked permission.
Does the calling card have Bandit's handwriting on it? Like, is it signed by Bandit or is it signed by Ada?
Mori, that's going to be another society check probably on you, but I will say, just to clarify, the card has the name Bandit on it. However, the ink written on the card highlights when you use detect magic, the same way the ink on the bed does. It's a bit of a topsy-turvy.
So I got a 9.
That's a 9?
Mori maybe
You don't
can't
know.
read.
Mm. You look
To be
like...
fair, actually, it might be entirely possible that Bamori can't read. She
That's
had
fair.
no memories. She might only be able to read other languages and not whatever this is, because she would have only
That's
relearned
true.
whatever her new moms taught her, and they were human witches.
That's true.
So
That's
she
true.
might just
That's
look at it
true.
and be like, "Ah, yeah, these are markings on a page." Anyway,
Those sure are
Mhm.
words.
maybe I don't
They
know.
do be words. It's
All
nice.
right.
It's cursive. But you
It's
truly
very
can't
pretty.
tell. Perhaps you've never even seen any of them write. They're pirates. I don't know if pirates do that much paperwork, especially pirates of the party. So,
Mm.
who knows?
Yeah.
But you cannot tell.
All right. Well, I think we begin with we know where they are. So,
We do.
I mean, we know where their ship is at least. At least we know where
Alright.
like ships are being parked, right?
Mhm.
And
Yeah,
we
you
saw
did-
Bandit's ship
yeah.
before, right?
Yeah.
Would
Yes. You've seen the
would
Kraken's
Bamori
Maw
know?
too.
if they would have stayed on the ship, or if they would have pursued? 'Cause she was with them for like 2 years. So
She was.
would she know if they stay on the ship when they visit places, or if what kind of place they go to? Might be a society check again, huh?
This one is actually just a general thing since you're all pirates. Pirates usually travel with a crew of varying sizes. So, essentially, whether or not maybe Bandit and Ada are on the ship is like give or take. They're probably not, knowing that everything is all expense paid, you know? They're probably
Mhm.
living it up somewhere, went to a different tavern, and whatnot. However, there are other crewmates, and at that point, it's just if the crew is more comfortable staying on the ship, or if the crew is made and or forced to stay on the ship.
Right. It's good
So
that was
that is-
general because
yeah,
I rolled a
that's
2.
No problem.
Oh, we have a follow from Erica New Girl.
Ooh.
Hey, Erica
Oh,
New
Erica.
Girl.
Yay!
Thank
Welcome
you.
to the crew.
Thank you. We're just gonna keep stealing
Okay.
folks from the trans planar like this.
I have a question.
Yes,
Is
use the
Bandit's
question.
ship within 500 feet of us right now?
God, maybe, yeah. I would say give or take, probably. You're relatively close to the docks.
In that case,
Is it
Irha
within
going to
120?
100. What?
Is it within like
What are you
120
asking?
feet? The ship to us?
I don't think 120. I don't think 120.
Okay. They're
That's
safe
actually
right now.
useful. That's actually useful because what it is going to do then is look at Bamori and say, "We just need to find where they're keeping Marikit, right?" And then
Mhm.
they're going to start mouthing words, but no sound is actually going to leave their voice as they're casting message to Marikit, which has a range of 500 feet. And Irha is just going to say, "Stay where you are. We're looking for you. Reply back with your location if you can." The
I'm gonna
only
let this
issue is
message go.
that the way that message works, the recipient can only reply if they can see or if they can see me. So presumably, I'm not expecting a response, but they can still receive the message as long as they're within 500 feet. So Marikit should at least get the message
Yeah.
if they're around.
Yep, and the message is you can safely assume that the message has been received. Obviously, you will not be receiving an answer. And for me, give me an arcane roll. Just
Oh no!
just for me. Just for me.
I got a 27, and I'm scared.
Okay. You know that the spell is received. And then you get something back. You get... Oh, that's not gonna work, dearie. Good try, though. Good try. I'll see you at the dinner.
Do I recognize that voice?
Well, it don't sound like Bandit, that's for sure.
Bamori would like to cast Clairaudience, which is also a range of 500 feet. It lasts about 10 minutes. I can create an invisible floating ear at a location, even if it's outside of my line of sight. It can't move, but I can hear through it as if I was there. And I would like to try to put it in the hall outside of like Bandit and everybody's like cabins, because at the very least I'll find out if that's where they are. Hopefully.
Yes, you will. Let me see if she has anything to counter that.
Man, she's
Counterspell.
kind of awesome. I'm just gonna say.
She is very awesome. I like if you fight her, there's a very good chance that she will give y'all a running on her own.
Is that
And she's the
that would
same
be like
level
what,
as you guys.
Arcana?
What does your spell say? I don't think it requires a roll. It just requires.
Oh, I don't know.
Certain
It says
specifics.
attack plus 22, DC 32. I don't know if it requires a roll or not.
It might require just a spell attack roll then, in which you just roll your d20 plus your spell attack.
Okay.
I'm fine with it
so
working this way too, just like determining what you pick up.
So, let me see. Do quick math. 39.
39. Okay, yeah. So you've placed this here. Does I have a question? It lets you hear things, right? Within this room, lasting
As
10
if I was
minutes.
standing right there.
As if you were standing right there. And it's invisible too, correct?
Yes.
Amazing. So obviously you don't see anything. For a little while you don't hear much besides footsteps, walking. You hear a heel click, and then wood on wood. And you personally would know, Ada has a wooden, like a peg leg, a very long, big one. She's a stiletto kind of girl, so she has a long leg to match her stiletto taste. You hear her walking back and forth a bit. You hear the sea. You hear creaking of perhaps a lantern. And then you hear her speak to someone. You hear her say, I told you, we're not supposed to. Did you really want this one? What's so great about this little... No. You hear back, actually. You straight up hear it. You hear the demanding voice of Blackwater. And he says, the little rat is a part of my plan, actually. It's a part of things. I can't keep these louts in place anymore. Things are testy. The goddamn princess. Look, just do as you're told. And a hint, really. But Bimori, for you, it's... You have poked enough holes in Ada's plans before to know when she's annoyed. She always looks perpetually annoyed, for the record. It's that resting, face. Yeah, so she always looks, she even kind of sounds almost always put off all the time. But for you, you know that sharp curtness of her just going, all right, sir, yes, sir. Anything you'd like, sir. And the call ends there. And you hear a chair get thrown. You hear her throw a tantrum is the best way to put it. A little bit like eh. And then before the spell ends, you hear, oh, you better be worth it. The spell ends.
So Ada is on the ship, but she was talking to Blackwater. Blackwater wants a gnome?
Blackwater's on Bandit's ship?
No, I think they were on a call.
So
They were
Ada's
talking.
working against her own father?
Oh, Bandit is not gonna like that. But I don't know. I don't know, but they're so close. At least I thought so. I don't know. Maybe it sounded like Blackwater was holding something over her head or wanted something. The last thing I heard was her saying, you better be worth it. And I have no idea what that means because I don't think I've ever seen Ada care about another human being before. So
You said gnome, right?
yeah, some little gnome, and apparently it's not even Blackwater's plan. It's part of things.
Mori,
Marikit is a gnome.
Yeah.
Right. That was Brandy forgetting that. Don't worry. You know what?
I
Let's
think
play
it
off
works
as
in
Bamori.
character.
Yeah,
I think it works
Tired.
in character.
Yeah, it does. Bamori
You
just
just
woke up.
you just woke up, fam. Yeah.
This is too much. So yeah. Oh right. Yeah. Huh. This also works in character as like from the adoptive standpoint of like she forgets that she's an elf. So it's very likely that she would forget what everybody else is also, because she still goes off of the base assumption that everybody is just a funky looking human being. She sees herself as a funky looking human being. So she's just like, oh well, that would be that. So yeah, Blackwater took Marikit through. Oh wait, that means that Marikit's on the ship.
Yep. And
Yeah.
then I look over at
Got there.
Ira and I go, and what did you hear? You sent your message, but then you made a face afterwards.
I heard a voice much higher than Bandit's own voice saying that wouldn't work. I've never had somebody intercept a message like that before.
Did she sound irritated, smug,
Yeah.
kind of like you wanted to punch her just a little bit?
Oh, yes.
Oh look, Rasha, your people. Yeah, that's Ada, I think.
Stop. Oh, I love it. Don't stop. Don't stop.
Rashu
That
just
was,
goes
like,
back
the
to the
immediate
corner
response.
and he takes out a bow, an arrow, and starts twirling. That's all he's doing.
Okay. Quelling this. It seems that Ada is a much more powerful magic user than I thought. Perhaps. I'm surprised that she's not leading the crew rather than Bandit, to be perfectly honest.
Maybe,
Family's weird.
regardless,
I
I
will
think
say,
we should.
I will say, Bamori. Yes, Bamori, you do know, Ada herself is considered a minor lord. Bandit is still a minor lord, and they are indeed close. She, in fact, technically, you stole the Kraken's maw from her, as she was given the legacy ship. You know this. So, yes, you've pissed off Bandit, but you've specifically pissed off a very, very good parent. It's, it's like one of those things.
Got it. Well, I think we should at least go and examine the area around the ship. And he looks over at the both of you and goes, maybe I can help us be a little bit more stealthy while we do it.
Agreed.
Yes.
I
mean-
can also help us disguise ourselves a little bit more as well.
Let's do that.
Bamori's
Ooh,
current
yes.
plan of action is to split up and just walk onto the ship as herself. Because she technically is allowed to do that. Was her
Is
crew.
Ada going to kill you, though, if she sees you walk onto the ship?
She can try. I don't think her dad would be very pleased.
Well, I trust you, Bamori. If you think that you can take Ada on,
You
then...
shouldn't. You shouldn't. I just meant that I could go in the guise of talking to Bandit while you guys try to find a way onto the ship that is more subtle and stealthy.
Oh,
Also, I'll be
a
able
good
to figure
idea
out
for
if-
once, Bamori.
Do you like being alive, Rashu?
Marikit, what did you leave me with?
Something you enjoy.
Now I'm going
It
to.
has like.
I'm going to
This is
ask.
not what I wanted to be captain of.
I've been captain for all of
now-
5 minutes, and this is what's happening.
Yeah. Yeah, it has been 5 minutes, essentially. 10 minutes, technically, actually.
You're
So-
doing great.
Here's where I'm going to ask you guys: are you taking a rest and then going to go at it fresh in the morning, or are you attempting to do this at night?
I think a rest might be smart. Because we did fight, and then also it's hard to walk into a ship in the middle of the night and have them not be mad at you.
This is true. Yeah. It's kind of difficult unless you're gonna go with like booty call as your reason for being there. Like it's kind of hard to.
I think Bandit would yeet me into the sun
Yeet.
if I acted like I was there for a booty call. I don't think anything would freak them out more than if I tried to do that.
That's really funny.
But I'll keep
Yes,
the
let's go
tactic
in
in
the
mind.
All right. So
Just
you
filing that away.
all rest. You've all rested. Make sure you. I don't think any of you took any damage at all, but if you did, just boop yourself back up to full for me. In terms of your spell slots, also just boop yourself back with all your spell slots. It's fresh. It's morning. Cardamom will see you, kind of, as you leave, essentially, and just with this nervous look, she will look at the rest of you and go, you're not all here, right?
No, Captain Marikit had some business to attend to, and so she will not be joining us today.
Well, that's really unfortunate. There's a couple customers went missing last night. So, if you guys are, she looks like she's gonna like bawl or something like that. It's very clear she's scared, and whatnot. And she's nodding very fast also, as like it's like 100 thoughts happening at once, and she looks a little overwhelmed, but she has a job to do, so she continues and goes, just be really careful when you go out. Don't go out too late. Maybe stop by a temple and yeah, okay, did you want breakfast? My bad, sorry. That was very rude of me. Do you want breakfast? Did you want
Who went
something
missing?
to drink, something to eat?
Exactly.
Oh, well, no, you're obligated to know. You guys were customers. Some crew from a number of notable wards, actually. People are just reporting missing, and she like looks behind her, and then she'll lean into the counter and kind of gesture for you guys to come a bit closer. She'll go, you see, we've actually had, in Melicity, we've had a lot of people go missing at night, but it was always because they left their homes. And I thought everyone thought they were safe inside. But now people are missing from in
Was
here,
there
and I think
anything-
they're missing. Sorry,
No.
I'm a little all over the place. Just, but the issue, the big issue is there's the people you were sitting with last night. They were from the Chimera Forms crew. I think one of them's missing. That's what
Which
everyone
one?
keeps saying. Do you remember? He was blue, all blue lizard folk. Really
Yes.
big.
Oh, I remember.
He went missing. His friends were here just a moment ago to double check. But
Was there anything left in their rooms with a suspicious?
or like what? Like what?
Like squid ink?
Squid? Maybe. There were black stains. Lots of black stains. I thought it was blood at first, really. And I'm not good with that kind of stuff. So I didn't really look, but
It's ink.
so we have a couple rooms. It's just ink. How
It's
do you
just
know that?
ink.
Just a hunch.
Trust me. It's ink. Everybody's alive. I can very surely say that everybody is currently still alive.
And they will remain that way as well.
Sure. That also. Why not?
We'll be careful.
Okay. Yeah, be really careful. Oh, and your weird. Oh, I shouldn't say weird. That's so rude of me. The Holy One. That's usually with you.
No, weird is the
Half-orc?
correct word for that.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean any offense. It's just it's been a morning, and my palms are all sweaty. I hate sweaty palms. And she's like wiping it constantly on her apron. And she goes,
Amazing.
"Well, yeah, they were here. They were here for a bit. I think they've gone to the town square. That's usually where people go when someone's missing. That it's like a gathering. I think they went. I don't know, maybe to pay respects or something. But I don't know.
Aki, would I know? I would probably know what bandits preferred foods and stuff are, right? Like breakfast and stuff. I'm living with them. Okay.
Yeah.
So what would that be?
My guy loves meat on a stick.
Of
Great.
course he does.
Just various grilled meats
Like
on
kebab.
a stick.
I mean, as a guy, I agree.
With
Good.
a bottle of soju, a bottle. It's that kind of thing. Now some liquor that will get you, that will make you feel something. Plus some nice savory meats grilled on a stick. It's paradise. Even seafood on a stick, paradise.
All right.
I really want to
Bemori
steal their
leans down.
second ship.
Yep.
Bemori leans down and tries to give Cardamom a little bit something normal, and it's just like, Cardamom, could you please give me a to-go order of your finest shish kebabs, a breakfast burrito for myself, and a bottle of your strongest liqueur that will not incapacitate someone like the poison you gave Thing 1 and Thing 2.
Okay, that is not how you
yeah,
speak to your captain, Mori, or speak about your captain.
I didn't say anything about Marikit.
Oh.
Until we find Marikit, I am the acting captain in command, and I think that deserves a certain level of respect.
All right,
Just
you can be
said
Thing 1.
Marikit.
Anyway. Again.
Carmen's still there.
How about that order, Cardamom?
Yeah. Yeah, what's up?
You got this. And Bemori gives the most
you
awkward,
what?
completely flat hand pat on her head. And then takes it back because that was a bit too much affection for her comfort level. But she tried.
You get that. Have you ever had met someone with hair that's just so voluminous? There's a very satisfying bounce when you touch it. That's what you get out of Cardamon's hair.
Nice.
Boing boing. Perfect. Yeah, very satisfying.
Great.
And she will get you your order. It takes a little bit, and so while she's out making it, another thing you will notice is that it's quite understaffed in here. You can assume that her siblings are out. Right now, it's probably just herself and maybe one other person meaning this main thing. But to be fair, a lot of missing people have shown up suddenly. And so I will say, while it takes its bit, Alani will simply come to you once again, like how they usually do. They'll pop their head in, look, see you guys, and just beeline over, clanking about the armor, just bonk, 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 every volley. There you go.
This is me blocking my
Walking in.
ears.
I know. I recognized it immediately. I was like, "That is so cute."
I think what we need is to get Randy a pair of those Catgirl headphones so that he can wear them and be Rashu.
Everybody in
Yeah.
chat donate specifically for this cause.
Yes,
They're like
yes, all
20
of
bucks.
the money that we raise will go to Randy's Catgirl headphone fund. Don't quote me on that. I think I'll get in trouble with the network, but
Oh, I love it.
Gotta be pink
Yeah,
though.
sorry, I got so distracted by just the idea of Randy with Catgirl ears. It's a very good thought. Okay. Lonnie will come. Bing bonk bonk all the way. And stare at you guys and go, the short one's gone.
yes.
Thought I
Yes.
was slow.
Captain Marikit was one of the people that was taken last night. But we know where they are. Bamori was able to track them. And we're actually on our way now to see if we can figure out a little bit more specifically where she's being kept.
Okay. Now,
Yes.
Before the
Like
feast,
now,
yes.
Yes, before the feast
with
now.
these-
The reason, and he looks around to make sure there's not too many people listening. It seems other important crew members of other major pirate lords are also missing. This seems to be some kind of coup. Of some
Bamori
kind.
perks up and realizes she forgot to tell you guys something. And then she realizes she's being loud and she like leans in uncomfortably close to Alani. Really, not like, you know how like usually when you tell someone a secret you get like by their ear? She face to face, nose to nose, this close. And
Lonnie's staring
and
at you
she
dead. Like, dead
beautiful.
on.
I love when they talk. It's so great. There's not a single social skill between them, and she is so close. And she whispers, "Blackwater was involved in the kidnappings. He seems to have pointed out the hit, and he mentioned the princess. He did not sound particularly favorable about her. Forgot to
I
mention.
mean, he
that
is the
earlier.
one. He is the one keeping her trapped, right?
But I
He's
think
the
he
one that
knows
she's-
something's gonna happen. He said
And I
something
think
about
he's-
her behavior now.
Do you think
So
she's
we
in
ensure
trouble?
that it happens. Yeah. I think he might know more than he seems to know.
I don't think she's in more trouble than the and she looks around, dozens of people about to be fed to the Kraken. Or worse.
But I think if we can free all of those people, I mean, they're all probably together. If we free them and everyone shows up to the feast tonight, I think Blackwater will be very unhappy with that.
That's true.
Sounds like chaos. She's still this close
Yeah.
to Alani.
Yeah,
She's
I was
not
gonna
moved
say,
back.
can you make a reflex save super quick?
Oh god, am I gonna get
no.
headbutted? Wait, okay, that's
Yes.
let me.
And the DC for this is going to be quite high because you're right beside each other.
Oh no! Oh,
Oh,
no!
all of us?
Okay.
No.
Right,
Just
reflex,
the
reflex,
one.
reflex. Oh, okay. Thank God, my thing is plus 22. 25. Roll 3.
Nope, you're right beside each other. And so, and Alani's shorter than you, by the way. And Alani's listening and listening and listening, and you're feeding them all this information, and then just it like clicks. Something clicks. All these like a perfect set of dominoes falling satisfyingly over. And Alani goes, "Oh!" And you get headbutted really, like just chin, like, oh, like that, okay? And have you seen Demon Slayer? I'm about to make a very meta reference. Tanjiro's head being harder than basically like the core surface of the earth, like that. It's head-on collision, you know? And but straight to your chin.
My neck cracks.
Bonk.
Neck
a little
cracks.
bit. I will say it's a realignment crack, so maybe you feel better afterwards. They are a cleric after all. But still bonk upwards. Alani, unfazed, goes, "It makes sense. It makes sense. It makes sense. I have been communing with the spirits for weeks now, and it
Commune with
is
my fist.
that is very clever of you. No, wait, I'm losing the thought. It was, I've been communing with the spirits, and they are not communing back properly. And there's something in the way. But it all led to this evil cave. Yes. Like a snake swallowing everything whole. But that cave, I know. I traversed it once or twice. I was not successful, but I remember, I recognize the smell. And that smell comes from inside the keep. Blackwater's keep. I think I know where the spirits are. Or where they were. It's inside the keep.
You think Blackwater
Traverse
is
dark caves often? Go ahead. Silence from the peanut gallery. Go ahead.
What were you saying here, Hop?
Are you suggesting that Blackwater is keeping spirits on his ship? Is that even possible to trap spirits like that?
Yes, and it is vile. It is stinky. It's bad. It's words, Matt. It's words. It's Alani does this as they're trying to form they're trying to form sentences, and they will look to you all and they will go, "I think I know why. Your friend, your captain, has this ichor over here on their chest. I think I know why, and it is not good why. And I think if the spirits have anything to do with this, and I know they do, you know they do, we know they do, then Blackwater is doing something unforgivable. And there is no turning back for a soul like him. There is only the true death."
You're being awfully cryptic here, Ilani. What do you think is happening to Marikit exactly?
One second, I must make a roll now. My poor Alani. Do you have?
Wait, I want to help by doing like a charisma save. I don't know what that would be. I want to like try to calm them down.
Would like to
Oh my god, are
calm
you
them
gonna
down.
pur?
Oh, okay, 1 second.
Oh, I
The
guess
healing
so.
frequency
Good night.
of Rashu.
Good night. I'm going. Yeah,
That's
I
so
wanna.
funny.
I look.
Oh, if you wanna, okay,
I guess I am.
you wanna
purring.
comfort them nicely. Okay.
So funny.
But I guess I'm pretending to do this, so it is definitely a deception.
Then roll.
I mean,
then
you
roll
have
me a
to still
deception.
legitimately purr. How are you gonna pretend?
I mean, I can
to
purr, but I don't have to actually. Cats lie all the time. I have to. Trust me. They want something, they do it.
I would
true.
like to make a request that Randy actually purrs.
Seconded.
Although it's
As we all
Disney,
know,
if you
this is
purr.
famously a democracy.
All right. That's a 34, but like, have you ever heard a cat? They're like,
Have you?
yeah, I don't.
That's not a purr. You're like
I don't know.
growling.
Okay, what do you want? I don't know. Cats are hard. I've never purred in my life. How am I supposed to know how it's done?
I mean, it was a really, really, really good sound. It was a really
It was
good
more
sound.
of
It was
a
very
growl.
close to the microphone.
It was-
I'm wearing in-ear headphones,
All right.
so that sure was an experience. That's perfect.
All right.
So perfect. Thank you.
I'm done. I tried though. I've never purred.
You can't say that anymore.
Mhm.
Randy's cat girl confirmed.
It was a very
Loved
good
it.
line. I had to save it somewhere, in memoriam.
Alright.
You know.
Anyway, I did it. I got a 34, and you lowered the DC because I tried to do it in real life.
I
There
did
you
lower
go.
the
Can-
DC. Yes. So you
can
have
somebody
you've critically
clip it?
succeeded.
Please.
Somebody, please. Someone in here.
Please don't. I don't want to hear it. I will watch it.
Well, don't watch it.
No, I will. If someone does it, I will do it.
So it's So yes, you describe to me what you're doing to Alani, because so far all you've described is your purrs.
All right. So I see that Alani is slightly flustered, and I go, Alani, or I walk close to Alani and I go, look, we really would like your help, and like starts doing the like little rub on the shoulder that cats do when they. And that's what cats do. I don't know how to
It's cute
No,
when
those
cats
cats
do
are
it, but you're a
sweet
whole ass
bags.
cat person.
But me and Alani have a connection. We connected on seeing ghosts,
Okay.
right?
Yeah, so
So-
did I.
so-
I got connected in the chin.
Right. So I'm doing the same. I mean, this is just my own awkward way of communicating.
So great because you're probably taller than Alani too, so that means you're like.
Me and Alani
Taller
are
than
friends.
Alani, yes.
We're friends.
All y'all
It's cool.
all y'all are living your 6-foot dreams, like, or at least
we
close
are.
to that.
Yeah,
and
it's
Alani's
because in
just
real life I'm so
average.
far. I'm so
Yep.
far from that in
Mhm.
real life. So yeah.
So-
Get close, like just like friendly little bumps, like a cat. You know.
So you crit. Yep. And Alani, y'all are close to the deer. You hear Alani go. This is awakening something. Okay.
Everybody hated that. Everybody hated that. No.
The Mori is canonically laughing her butt off. She is all pain forgotten. She's sitting at the bar, shaking and crying.
I think Ina's soul has left his body. He's like, this is not what the crew wanted to be a captain of. I would like. I'm putting in my 2 weeks resignation, like right now.
Got it.
Just your 2
I'm a
weeks.
master of deception.
That's unfortunate. Yes.
All right,
Actually, yes.
all right, Don Juan.
You got
And
your
Alani will-
moment. I get mine with Alani, I guess.
Oh, I loved it.
Yes.
Loved it.
It's very special in my heart. Alani will nod again and just go. They take a little bit, right? with all your helping, you did like kind of overwhelm their senses of it. Remember, they've experienced an awakening, but they will pat your head when they feel okay again, and go, or rather continue. There exist very dangerous magic and spells and sciences and everything else that makes this so much more dangerous, so much more malicious, and malicity is not right. We know this. There is something wrong, and we know that it's wrong because the spirits aren't here, and the gods aren't here. And whatever Blackwater is doing, it reeks of the unborn. And the unborn, just as a refresher, as it was mentioned a couple times before, but as a refresher, that is the true fall, the true death. In Shambhala, when you die, your soul reincarnates. You get to live another precious life as a completely different person, essentially. But the unborn is something mortal made, in the worst way possible. It is the overconsumption of power or greed or something that you are overwhelmed by so badly that it changes you physically, and you can never come back. Your soul is eaten, essentially. And it is also well known to anyone in Shambhala that when you become an unborn, when you hear an unborn, your best chances are to run or fight, and fight with your whole life. And Alani is, perhaps it clicks for you all. I'll give this to you for free, since the unborn was mentioned so freely. It clicks that whatever Blackwater is doing, it's bordering along those lines. Maybe he's making them. Maybe he's trying to achieve something that chosen mortals are not allowed to, simply because they're not built for that much power, for that ascension, for that divinity. Anything, truthfully. It could be anything. You don't know what he wants yet, but you can assure that he is on a very wrong path towards getting it. And you can see what it's doing to this land. In fact, you can actually feel it, as you don't feel safe here. And perhaps now the darkness of the night makes sense. That's darker than any night on the ship, on the Mola, being out at sea, with no stars, no moon in the sky. That is darker than anything you have seen before, anything that maybe you felt even before. And if that's what the night is like over here, then this is not the place you want to be, per se.
Okay.
And yeah.
All right. And I very quickly, after getting that information, step away, sort of shake, and then go. Looks like we have to go and get all of these people. Thank you for the information.
Mm-hmm. Lonnie will look at you all, give you a nod, and then kind of open their hands out and go, "Your talismans. I need some. I need 5 for the princess."
We hand them over.
Yeah. Make sure you take some each. You need to have one on you all the time, or else we'll leave without you. And I would like to come with you on the ship, but I don't think the ship will hold what you want. I don't think the ship has your captain.
Why are you so certain of that?
Because your ship, not your ship, their ship. I was on their ship. I was close to their ship because I was on your ship to bless it. But their ship is just a ship.
Do you think they'd be in those caves you spoke of?
If they're... Yes. I really think yes. That's probably the clearest you've ever gotten out of Alani.
That's fair.
Then I think it might not be worth going to the ship before the feast. Maybe we go to the caves after the feast.
Yeah.
Maybe for you two. I still think I should. I mean, I've got all this meat coming. I still think I should talk to Bandit, set some things straight, and see how much they know about what Ada is up to.
Do you plan on telling them everything if they don't know?
I'll see what read I can get on them. I do know that, of all things, Bandit's a good parent. I think, anyway. Bandit's a lot like my mom's, so I think good parent. So, I don't know how much I can trust them with. Yes, Alani?
Have you considered partnership, like when you were talking to the Queen Ariana? Yes. Have you considered alliance? Yes, there you go. Okay, that was half of me and half of Alani trying to remember the freaking word.
Yeah, but Bamori visibly relaxes because at partnership she was like,
No.
testing this.
How dare you? How dare you assume so from our sweet Alani?
Alani just said something awakened in them.
Ain't nothing wrong with
I think
awakening.
Alani has left the building.
Because a giant cat mercenary man. Alani is a simple little gay. You see,
Exactly.
They see bigger gay and they go.
That's fair.
So about the alliance.
We'll take a break right here, actually.
Got it.
I think that's a really good cutoff. So about the alliance, then we take our break. We should be back in 5-10 minutes.
The Tale of Garand and Friends, Part 10. We saw a madman chanting, and I had a hunch. They tried to eat Angie for lunch. Hungry crazies. I induced fear in those fools, and we stole all their jewels. Outwitted, and we were walking in circles again and again and again and again. This is it, guys. No turning back now.
Oh, I disagree. There is plenty of turning back.
You're such a baby. Crag, we're with you.
Beast!
Hello.
Your reign of evil ends here. I am Crag, son of Horus, son of Drax. You killed the first one. Horus, that is. For that, I have come to kill you back.
Horus. I feel like I've heard that name somewhere.
Because you ate him, like I just told you. Now, prepare to die.
No, that can't be it. I've eaten lots of people, and I hardly remember any of them.
Where's the treasure?
I don't know. It's probably some sort of secret room or something.
Actually, no. I have given up all of my earthly possessions.
You say you gave away all your treasure?
Yes, I paid reparations first to all the towns and villages that I burnt to the ground, and then donated the rest to an orphanage in Truxborough. It was the right thing to do, considering I had caused so many of the orphans to be orphans.
But, so just to be clear, there is no treasure at all.
I am afraid not.
I'm out.
It's a trick. It has to be. You just want us to let our guard down so you can roast and eat us.
Heavens, no. I am a vegetarian.
Impossible.
Actually, not really. Dragons are omnivores, so they just greatly prefer meat.
It's true.
Why do you know that? Why would anyone ever know that?
My change of heart all started when I couldn't squeeze out of the cave anymore. Women and children are very tasty, but high in calories. It was then that I realized what I was doing to myself. The more I thought about it, the more I realized I wasn't the only one getting hurt. So now, it's just a steady diet of trees for me.
I'm sorry. Can we have a moment?
Of course.
Okay. I don't care what he says. We came all this way to slay a dragon. So I say we go ahead and slay ourselves a dragon.
After hearing that speech it just gave, it is going to be really hard to let it live, but there's no treasure.
It's not about treasure. It's about avenging my father.
It's about treasure.
I can't believe I'm gonna admit this, but Marcus is right. At least the part about not killing the dragon.
Yeah, I just don't think that killing a peaceful dragon is going to make a very epic tale. Not to mention the PR disaster of killing a guy who donated his money to an orphanage is going to create.
Alex, you of all people should be behind me on this one. Come on, you guys. This is my only shot to avenge my father. Not to mention my grandfather sent me out here in my rite of passage. I mean, I just can't go back to...
Crag, no offense, but grandfather's not here and your father's dead.
That's the point.
Look, you want to go through with this? Then I'll stand behind you. But I want you to look into the eyes of that dragon and then ask yourself what you want to do. Not your father, not your tribesmen, but you in here. And if you still want to slay that dragon, then you have my loot. Because you're our friend, and our brother, and our leader. Right? Right, guys?
So you really don't need people anymore? You guys are dicks. Let's just get out of here.
Hold on a sec. I just remembered why I know that name. That was the only person I have ever been paid to eat.
What?
One day, some demon popped into my cave and handed me a letter from the leader of some pathetic little tribe of barbarians. It was a warning that a certain Horus would be coming around to slay me at such and such a time. There was also a great deal of money for tribute, so I didn't wreak fiery vengeance on the tribe for the insult of one of theirs daring to challenge me.
Knew my father wouldn't have fallen to a dragon so easily without some sort of foul play at work. But why would my grandfather warn you? Why would he betray his own flesh and blood?
What better way to dispose of a political rival than down a dragon's gullet?
I have to go.
Wait, Crag.
An entire quest, and I don't get to crush a single enemy. You know what? I'm getting so sick of it all. The walking, the running, the voting. I still don't know what a vote is. You know what? That smart-ass wizard and his dumb kid vampire. And now the bard's an elf. And Alex, I don't even know what the hell's going on with that. Ugh. Done with it all. And I'm sick of your damn places.
Crag! Wait! Where are you going?
My hammer and I have a few questions for my grandfather. I'm going home.
Oh, well, that reminds me, I'm still boned.
Mortal, cry your final lamentations, for I am come.
You came a lot quicker this time.
Well, I was in the neighborhood, so I've come to collect my due.
There is a teensy little problem with that.
What's your pathetic excuse?
I am broke.
Then your soul is mine.
I don't think so, Big Red.
I don't think so. Paralyzed. Oh, you want some too? Well, if you must, all we need you to do is sign this. Very good. And I just got blood. Thank you very much. So we are done here. So until next time, meat sacks.
I, the undersigned, do agree to purchase the rights and responsibilities to the debt of Marcus Leslie Waldorf Ignatius Brown. Any future payments should be made unto the bearer of this letter as per the original binding contract. What does that mean?
Pretty sure that means she bought your debt.
That means
I own
chicken, bone.
Marcus? Craig? Anyone? They left me. Took all my stuff. I hate them!
It appears that you and I have something in common.
Who's that?
An enemy of your enemy. Let's say you and I help each other out and exact a little revenge. Yes. Okay, just leave the sinister laughter to me.
Welcome back! Alright. Where we left off. Y'all are still in the right way down. Still with Alani, a part of your group, chilling, talking. And I believe you were going to hand Alani 5 talismans, correct, Rashu?
Mm-hmm.
So as you pull out these talismans, you pull out 5 no problem. But you notice the packet, its weight doesn't change at all.
Huh. I just go trying to take out more to see what happens.
You can take out more. You can roll me 1d6 plus 2.
I take out 5 more. Just to make sure, like, I take out the first 5, hand them over, and I'm like, did I really hand 5? And then, like, I take out 5 more, just being extra careful to count them, and I'm like, still holding some. I'm holding some. Like with the Spider-Man meme where they're pointing at each other. Just like, yeah. So I guess.
And
I'm
and
confused.
Alani will look at you. We'll look at it. We'll look back at you and just go. And all of you should have more.
Ira will check their packet of talismans as well to see like how many they can pull out. And I imagine they're just kind of pulling them out onto the table one after the other, just waiting to see when it stops.
But Mori upends her package. She already took the vial out, so she's not worried about that. That's like in safekeeping in one of her many pockets. She just dumps it.
Just both of you then roll me 1d6 plus 2.
Okay.
That's an 8.
That's a 4.
You have 8. You have 4. They just come out.
He likes me better.
If you're pulling them out, you will when you reach your maximum, I'll say, and you try to pull out more. It's like something stops you, like just full on miming here. But you get what you get, and they all look the same. Thin-ish wooden talismans with a rune or 2 on it, and this lovely red string attached.
I see the third star skimping on them.
Why so many?
Yeah.
Extra is always good.
Allies.
The bleep am I supposed to do with this?
Allies, Bamori. If we find
yes.
allies at the feast, we can help them escape with us, perhaps.
Why do I have 8? Do I look like a friend person to anybody?
You may need to be.
Apparently Reyna seems to think so.
Well, that doesn't say much about her.
I just hand the last 5, so I should get 10 back. So I have 10. Put them in my little.
Yeah, technically, actually, you would have to.
Yeah,
Are you taking away Alani's 5?
Oh wait, no, those are for Alani. I'll let Alani have 5. I'll have my 5. That's cool. I'll see.
Alani will take one talisman specifically and tie it onto their skirt of many things going on over here. So now it's just a bunch of trinkets, bunch of whatever little collectibles going on them. But they take the rest of the talismans. They'll look at you, Irha, and ask, "May I borrow your packet?"
I suppose so. They will take one out of it for themselves and then give the packet over to Ilani. And like it has like noticeably a little bit, I think, slighted. And you can see the tongue piercing kind of flash onto a yellow chrysanthemum as they hand over the packet.
Are you upset with me?
Oh my god.
No, not with you, Ilani. It seems that Reyna has some opinions about us. That's not important. I don't care what the third star thinks.
Irha tends to get angry if Irha isn't the center of attention all the time.
Godling.
I would watch your tongues.
Saying godling is a lot better than what Bamori was about to say.
I give a very mocking yes, Captain.
Let's better, Rashu.
Would you
I have
like
to close my mouth or Bamori's gonna say what she was gonna say.
Would you like to be the center of attention, Captain?
What are you offering, Ilani? I'm intrigued.
I'm like this in the back.
We have lots of fake courtesans coming today. And the feast is annoying. And we have a lot of time to kill. So, if you'd like to kill the time, scene is really good.
Well, how can I say no to that? Though I must ask, what is the difference here between fake courtesans and real ones?
Alani smiles like it's a big smile. It's equivalent to that one time where they said, "I see cats." Like it's a joke for them, sort of, and it's funny for them or it's amusing to them. And they just go. The third star has her own surprises. She has. If you are her chaos, she has her law, and her law likes to truss up.
Are they about to hit full on Mulan and like pull out swords? Start fighting.
You see Idha blush a little at that. I'm intrigued. Tell the third star that I accept the offer.
You can tell her yourself. I can just sneak you in, and we can get you dressed. We can get you all dressed if you want, or we can all keep you hidden, keep you out of sight.
Dressed.
I wish to attend the feast as... I think if we all disappear, none of us are at the feast, or like ourselves at the feast, it wouldn't be...
Oh. I mean like last time. Like when you came in. For the meeting. There'll be even more people this time. Much easier to become a crowd.
I like it then.
Bamori just wants to play dress up. She just wants to be pretty, and I'm going with the vibes she gets. I don't know. Well, most of them.
Then eat on the way. So much prep. Prep. Alani has discovered a new word. Much prep. It's very fun. I like dressing up too. And pretty much, you'll get your food, and then Alani's like out of the door, holding the door open, and just gesturing for you guys.
Okay.
To follow.
We're going. I have a bag full of meat, and also my own breakfast burrito, which I pull out and am just openly eating as I walk out the door, casually, not hiding myself or sneaking whatsoever. Truly just Harley Quinning it with this little sandwich.
Your breakfast burrito. Did you have like something specific, maybe like that you wanted in it, or
green hatch chili?
Specifically, this you do. All right, it's there.
Just green hatch chili.
It's
loaded.
You get one of those. You get a fresh egg. Like they even put in slices of bacon. Basically, it's basically bacon. There's no real way for me to describe this properly. It is the best breakfast burrito you've ever had.
I'm so suspicious why you said it's basically bacon.
Because it's
Do pigs
it's
not
because
exist?
beyond bacon.
It's like no, okay, because growing up, when my grandmother would make it, she would just tell me to call it Chinese bacon. I don't
But
know.
was
I
it
actually don't
actually?
know what the.
Yeah, what is it actually?
It is pig. It is a part of the pig. It did end up looking like bacon. I don't know why she wanted me to call it Chinese bacon. I'm pretty sure.
What is
it's
it actually
she
called?
puts her own. I don't know. I don't know the word. Nobody would ever tell me the word. That's what I mean.
It's probably like Bauchspeck, so like it looks really the same, but it's from the tummy and it's bigger.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what
It's a normal thing to eat in
sounds
Germany
like it,
also.
honestly.
My canon is
Yeah,
that
it's-
this is actually crab bacon. Because there's so many crabs everywhere.
There is a lot of crabs. There is a lot of crabs.
I'm
that's
glad
true.
I never give my characters my allergies.
I love that.
Either way,
Mom.
it's delicious. It's quite delicious. It's quite I will say the portioning is quite generous. That's another thing that you would note.
That's okay.
So
The
you
more I
didn't
can
get
eat everything.
You didn't get like you didn't get a tiny Taco Bell weak burrito. No. You got yourself like an arm, you know? Like that's
A real breakfast
that's a
burrito.
good- Yes. Nice.
It's the
full.
best.
You're full. It's good. It's filling and it's warm and it's fresh. And it probably actually smells pretty dope. So that's you. Having a good day.
Burritos.
You order food, I feed you.
Thank you. And I have a bag full of really nicely smelling shish kebabs and all the meats, and also in the bag a bottle of something very strong.
Yeah.
He's offering. I love that I'm bringing food to a feast. I can't believe that even in character I'm physically incapable of attending a dinner without bringing food. Great.
Dope shit is dope shit, honestly. The walk there is the air is a little somber around the town. You will pass by the main square, like I mentioned much earlier, and it is like a gathering, sort of people around the large statue of Tala. And you know what a memoriam sort of looks like? You know, it's not really it's one of those things. It's safe to say that with the amount of people going missing frequently in Melicity, a lot of people have kind of given on hope if they'll even come back. You do, however, see Paprika and stuff. So Cardamon's siblings helping the folk there. It's a very community-based city going on here. So it's people helping people, but the mood is quite shitty. You will pass by, no problem though. Nobody really turns to you. There really isn't an issue in terms of hiding or anything like that. It's just there's a lot going on and eyes are elsewhere. So getting to Torpedo Keep, the weird lighthouse looking giant ship boat vibes, it's a breeze. Getting around, and once again, unfortunately, the gross sewers are there. They don't smell good. The crabs are everywhere. And Alani just opens the crate door and you once again venture through the butthole of this ship. If a ship could have a butthole, it's the butthole.
Fantastic.
Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, there's not really else.
Relishing in your sadness.
So, can I just say one thing that I realized I had was this was later, but it's it's basically iron. Wait, what was it? It was something where I wouldn't have gotten sick from drinking the alcohol in the first episode. Yeah.
Oh.
Surprise. But I got sick, so I don't know why. But that I just realized. That's what happens when you build your first high-level character and don't know how everything works 100%. But I imagine
That's
it's
valid.
very disgusting in here. but I'm holding it together.
Bamori's
You're holding
flying.
it way together.
Bamori's flying.
Yep, I had a feeling. Had a feeling. It's not a fun time.
Her poor burrito. How dare they?
Oh, yes, that's true. This probably
She's
ruins
still choking
that
it down,
mood.
but it's more like
Yeah, I was
a
gonna ask, are
vacuum
you still
seal.
eating?
So half of it's already gone because Bamori eats like a vacuum with the strength of 12 men. And she has like basically it's like when you eat like when you roll down like the aluminum foil on like a food and then you reach the part where the food and the aluminum foil are the same like length and you just kind of like slowly chip away at it. She's basically suction cupped that thing to her face. So not a single inch of breakfast burrito is exposed to the air around them. However, it does mean that she cannot talk and like breathing is questionable. But she is hoovering that thing down. And she has a tight like rest of her thing like sealed on the bag to keep it safe.
That's very valid of you. Unless you want a particular talk through the gross part of the ship, you will easily be led back to essentially the clean, proper servants, not servants' quarters, my bad, servants' passages.
Yeah. I do that cat thing
Nice,
where
clean, proper.
I'm like cleaning my wrists because I'm grossed out by walking. Obviously, that's the only thing I do, but it's just constant. I don't even know if catfolk need to do those cat things, but I've decided my catfolk is very
I think so.
It's cuter if you do.
I agree. I love cats. Sorry.
Alani will take you to, once again, couple twists and turns. I will say, however, because like Rasha really crit this place, you will have no problem later on trying to find like here again, you have no problem navigating, I want to say, a good portion of this keep because like a lighthouse, it is just long and everything feels like spirals and circulars. It's not that much of a maze, rather than if you had some sort of vertigo dizziness, then this place might play with you for a bit. You don't, however. You're good. So I will say for you, this is just like, oh cool, there was a door here, door's here now. Just more secrets. Easy for you to find. And you are now entered with a completely different looking room. It feels almost off-putting how, like, when you saw the servants' passages and when you've seen Reyna's room, it was no all wall, no windows, anything there. It's literally, to see the other side, you have to look through the cracks in the walls and push yourself to really see anything. This room, however, like a completely different area. Beautiful tapestries. The lighting is so aesthetically pleasing. There's a very pleasant perfume-esque, but not like the overwhelming cheap perfume. The one that's made with, I want to say, organic mixtures, but it's that richness to it. You know, this is the expensive, the posh cologne, perfume, incense, whatever they're burning. They are burning money, and it feels like that. When you enter, make a perception check, just a general one.
32.
27.
Oh my goodness. 1 second, I have to find my modifier, but that was a 1, so.
Oh dear.
Assume
in that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mori, perhaps now that you're out of the disgusting sewers, you are just too interested in enjoying the rest of your breakfast burrito. This is a really good burrito, honestly. This is some pretty good food. Home cooking, nothing beats that. The rest of you, though, you both notice it a little easily as you are experienced fighters, I would like to say, or at least experienced in the way of, you know what a concealed weapon looks like. And so Alani opens this door quite quickly. It's like a sliding door. So it makes that little sound, you know? And all the courtesans look, and they look like they've all seen the scars of war, the battles. They're ready. 2 of them straight up draw weapons, and they are weapons that, truthfully, you would have never guessed where they were hidden, as their robes, their outfits are just so delicately layered. They still look picturesque. They still look almost like expensive, extravagant dolls in a way. Their faces don't even flinch. It's just the vibe you get from their eyes alone, as it's like threatening you in a way. But then they see Alani, and they rest. Alani will let you all in, and there is... one second, I need to make sure I have the Mori. Make another perception check for me. Remember, you have 2 hero points. I forgot. I should have reminded you before with that one.
I'm gonna use it because I got another nat 1 and my perception's only a plus 17. So I'm gonna do that one more time.
God. Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, I use the hero point. Does that mean I get an automatic success or that I have a reroll?
You have to reroll.
Okay, well, I got a 17. That's 17 plus 17. Give me a minute.
Okay, I have a
34.
calculator. 34. Yeah! I think you beat the other one too, right? Mori, would you like to remember something?
Yes.
Mori, you look upon this gorgeous looking, masculine presenting person with red skin, and silver hair, and excessive horn ornaments and hair jewelry. Oh boy, did I say that the wrong... Excessive hair ornaments and horn jewelry. My bad.
I didn't catch it.
They stand tall. They stand with poise and elegance. Once again, making a Demon Slayer reference, but Season 2 did a really good, pretty decent job explaining what an Oiran is. And that is essentially the head courtesan. And you see them, and in your mind, the name comes to you first. And perhaps you can't stop yourself, because you chose to remember this. You can't stop yourself from just saying it. Their name is Ren. And you know that you can't speak to them. Or at least you can't speak to them in such a way that perhaps you can speak to others. And you see Ren gesturing to... Oh, okay, good. You see Ren gesturing to someone, to Alani actually. It's hand gestures. And I don't know if either of you have sign language as a language that you can speak for the feet. For the Mori, you may have it. But if you didn't have it before, you have it now. And if you already had it, well, that's what you recognize it is. You recognize that Ren is speaking in sign. And Alani is speaking quite well as well. I do not speak ALS or anything like that. So if I make gestures, my bad. But Ren speaks with sign language. Alani will look at you all. They have a bit of a conversation. Bamori, for you, as you understand it. Ren is asking who you are, and Alani simply says that you are with the princess. You are with the third star. And you are in desperate need of a change and something to make you smell. And Ren simply just gestures for y'all to just leave. And I think they can do this. 1 second. They make like a gesture, and people around you start, you guys notice they start grabbing like fabrics out, throwing it here and there, pulling something out, sizing you up, straight up taking very lovely robes and putting it on you to see if it fits, if it looks like it would fit, before taking a step back and realizing it's probably not your color. They find a pattern, and all these fabrics are beautiful patterns. Some are floral, some are like just checkered, just gorgeous patterning, with vibrant colors. But they're gonna dress you all up essentially, because unless you wish to not, which you can just straight up say or just gesture no, it's completely up to you. And
The
Mori,
one thing I want to do for the costume is make sure that it can look really beautiful, but I want to make sure there is room for my arms to move like full range, just so I can pull and draw a bow and those kinds of things.
Mm-hmm. In fact, you will notice that when they see what kind of armor that you are wearing, they go a size up. They will fasten it around your neck in such a way that it hides if you had any like poking out chainmail or anything. They're very experienced with hiding their things. They'll even give you a couple tips, like where to actually place your items. So since majority of you are minor lords, it's absolutely no issue at all if you wish to come in with weapons. So it's completely up to you if you wish to keep some things concealed or keep everything concealed. The only thing that probably would stay concealed is if you chose to wear any like armor or something like that. But other than that, you are being very well dressed, very efficiently by several people. They will like push you behind one of those paper drawn I'm forgetting the name, but you know what I mean.
The screens?
I hope. Mm-hmm. Yes, you a screen. Yes, they'll push you behind, give you your privacy to get dressed, but like any shop in a busy market, you know that they're all outside. So it's not really that much privacy, but you just gotta get with it.
Bamori will stumble out, finally fully like dressed in a like dark like crimson dress, very much like the square cut with the little ruffles. It's probably, and like you could see the tattoo of a dragon curling around a dagger with the pearl in its mouth is very visible now versus it's not usually. And she's got like the long sleeves and it's like a bit of a skirt, but instead of having that stiff stuff, it's just hanging down so she can move and walk and everything. So she like walks out visibly like both. She's comfortable, surprisingly. And that's what's making her uncomfortable, is that this is not unfamiliar. She knew how to fasten everything up totally fine by herself. So she walks out. She's unsettled. Can Ren see me?
Yes, Ren is in the middle of the room, making sure everybody is correct. Everybody has their things, and they made their perception roll. And when they look at you, they double take. And they are someone who's they've been stoic, they've been perfect, they're just perfect. Honestly, that's the only word to describe it. When they see you and they double take, they pause, they freeze. It's like, you know that feeling when you feel such a sudden panic the world kind of stops for a little bit, but you can kind of see everyone else moving without you. It's one of those feelings.
Bemori will sign hello, and then sign the equivalent of like a I guess.
This is happening in the middle of the room, by the way, so Ira and
Yeah, like I
Rashu,
guess what
you
she
will
would
have
do
no
is like
problem.
is catch attention and say that, yeah.
And hesitantly, they sign back. In fact, they sign back purposely slower to make it easier even for you to understand. Though, to be fair, you've picked this up. You've picked up their natural speed so quickly. Like you've always known this. And they sign back. Mori from the grave.
She chokes. Just chokes on air, maybe a spare piece of hatch green chili, and signs back, "Excuse me?" Just straight up, what?
You see Ren just push like some strands of hair back into place, though all it really did was move them out of place. You hear like their hair ornaments, little bells like jingle around as they're kind of looking, and they will fix up their robe, grab your hand actually, and lead you somewhere else that is truly more private. The rest of you do see this, and nobody really cares to see if they follow or not. Mori, however, you are being dragged.
In these higher little shoes.
Yeah. How does Bemori look? Then I would have to follow. I would have to follow.
Big eyes.
I think Idha wouldn't even like. It wouldn't be a matter of following. It would just be a matter of intervening. So I think she would just go up.
It's less panic. It's less panic and more like, I don't know what's happening.
Okay.
I don't know what this is.
I think Idha would just give Bemori a look like, are you okay?
Oh, okay.
Okay. Sure.
It's more of like the look that she gives is more like the, if I don't come back, avenge me?
Oh, well, now I'm
hopefully
now
doesn't have to
confused
get
again.
to that.
It's not even a
extremes.
long walk. Yeah, it's not a long walk. It's not a long drag. It's woo 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 around the corner. Where less people are, but you can still hear the hustle and bustle of all the courtesans getting ready. And Ren is so much more taller than you, actually.
Oh no.
They have to crouch a bit. And they are signing almost at your face right now. It's a very brisk moment of panic for them. And they say, "How dare you? I saw you die. I mourned you. We all mourned you. How? It's been 20 fucking years." And for the record, Alani will pop in and very quietly say to translate to Rashu and Irha. So you will also be provided with this information. Alani straight up goes, "Oh yeah, it's been 20 fucking years."
Bemori looks like she's been slapped, and she's like, "How do I know you?" Like, she's signing. She's like, "How do I know you? I don't know anyone. How do I know you? What, 20? What are you talking about? How did you know my name?
Look at
How did I know your name?"
They're gonna look really hard at you. And then
me and Irha are just in the hallway, just like gesturing to each other, like, what?
Did you know anything about this, Rashu?
No idea. I mean, it doesn't sound like Bemori's knows what's going on either.
really hope that they didn't like date or something and then she completely forgot.
Oh, that would be really awkward. But also very on
This
brand.
possibility is also occurring to Bimori, and she's like
Now I'm like
out loud, like
moving
before.
closer to.
Before. Mhm. Go ahead.
I'm moving closer to the translator. Yeah, just so I can be like right there as they're translating. Now it's like
Bimori
popcorn.
thinks about it. Oh god, and it's just like before Ren can answer, it's like, did we date or something?
Ren makes a whole
what a
bunch
face.
of faces at you. All faces can be read as disgust and like how very dare you, truthfully. Just like a, you know, like you ever see something and you just know never, not in a million years. You've been shot down, essentially. You've been rejected 6 times over with this look. And then Ren kind of looks to Alani, and Alani's been translating what the other two have been saying, because Alani is not a dick. and then Ren reads that, and then Ren's face, and then Ren looks at you too, like finally acknowledging your presence even. And it's just like the face reads, really? Really?
It turns around as if they were not listening this whole time and is just like, I imagine they're like wearing like a suit and like a cape, and they're just kind of like adjusting the cape, just like, yeah, this looks good.
I do that thing where something on the wall is suddenly really interesting. Like I'm like, oh, like I wasn't paying attention at all.
Ren just sits up a little straighter, shakes their head, and he continues to sign a little bit, with more poise now that y'all have basically shocked them back to reality. And they say, I don't know how you're doing this. I don't even know if I want to understand this, but if our mistress can come back from the dead and continue to come back, then sure. Why not her partner? We will talk again. We will speak again. Right now, I have to get everything ready.
Mori is speechless and like frozen. Just like, you could walk away from her, nothing's gonna change. She's like,
yeah, Ren is walking away. Ren has to go.
Right before Ren walks all the way away, I'm going to hand Ren a one of the talismans and just say, keep this safe. like to our translator. To tell them. Just keep it on you. Just safe.
Yeah, Ren will look at it. Ren will look at you guys. Ren will look then at Alani and give you this rather knowing smile and hand you back the talisman before signing, oh, I am more than capable of getting out of here myself. Everyone who trains in the Dragon's Breath does not need assistance from any magic or any stars.
I understand when I've overstepped my bounds.
GM question.
Yes.
Do I know anything about what Dragon's Breath refers to? Like, is that a well-known thing?
You can. Oh, yes. You guys are lords. Yeah, you've met her, actually. You've met Chun Tao of the Dragon's Breath. Mistress of the Dragon's Breath. You know her. The one who challenged Blackwater in the middle of the meeting on her own. The one that people cheered when she showed up. Mm-hmm. You know her. It's quite clear that she's in on this too.
oh god.
Things are starting to make a lot more sense now, though, that's for sure, if you know your history. If you wish to make some sort of recall society check, you can.
I will. My very bad knowledge of society, but I'd like to try.
31.
I think really, really hard. Ooh.
But Maury's
You do
still
have
in
hero
the
points.
hallway.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I got a 20, but I only have a 1 in society, so I have a 20.
Oh my god!
But you know, I thought really hard about it.
You thought very hard about it. I will say, you would know the basics. You would, like, there's no issue in anyone's necessarily not knowing, besides, like, wow, hot lady hot. But you would know, that Chantao is brutal. She is bloody. She is battle-scarred, battle-worn. Everything about that. She's been doing this for a long time, and to the point where she has loyalists that would swear themselves entirely to her. She doesn't have to do anything for it. So whatever like street cred that she has, she owns. With the 31, you would remember something very specific, and perhaps things that you've heard, Yurha, or things that you've read. You would know that Chantao was a courtesan for a long time, and that she made most of her army by freeing or recruiting other courtesans. She has her own small elite army now, essentially, built up of courtesans and several other people, like refugees, people who were sick and tired of whatever lords that she took over. She took down so many, by the way. Many. Obliterated half of them. And she did it brutally and bloodily, but she did it with her people. And you are now with her people. With a 31, I will also give you, you know specifically what an Oni is. Ren is an Oni, which is, in other terms, it's like a Japanese ogre. It's a demon, super powerful, really OP. In Pathfinder terms, it's specifically an Onidoshi, which is a different type, essentially. But they are capable. You know that they are, in fact, very close to Chantao. But you don't know their position. Chantao had her own elite group that was always with her. There was a right hand, there was a left hand. As of now, you have absolutely no idea. But you know that this is an elite when you've seen one. And y'all are in the presence of greatness, is the best way to put it.
Alright.
Is there anything specific you would like to do before the feast, essentially?
Just make sure I look beautiful.
You're stunning,
Brandy.
you're gorgeous, you're amazing.
Tell us what your outfit looks like. We
Me?
heard Bamori's. What is yours? Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm a cat, so I guess that makes it harder. I don't have hair, but I would imagine very, like, arms full of bangles and like a long flowing robe that sort of is behind, and then with like lots of layers. So it's like, because I usually don't wear a lot, so this is like kind of special, but like there's slits under the arm so that it's free for movement, which I think is really important. But beyond that, it's just like a long, let's say, blue robe, like overall blue and white robe with like a flower motif and like a belt that just goes around the waist and sort of is really nicely bowed in the back, which I had to get help with. I do not know how to do that by myself. But I just really like the idea of arms full of bangles and like maybe a neck piece as well.
Love that. I think
about
for
yours?
Idha, yeah, I think for Idha, they're probably wearing like a black suit that has like pink and purple like pastel flower like embroidery all along it, and they're wearing like this cape that kind of like flows down to the ground, like attached to their shoulders, and the cape I think has like star motifs where the constellations are shaped like flowers.
Ooh.
Now, if there isn't anything specific you'd like to do besides bask in your beauty, and for the record, they even they let you pick what perfume you'd like to wear and whatnot. They let you do a lot of things actually. It's quite pleasant hanging out with these courtesans who could kill you. Like, just it's that whole meme. It's that Cowboy Bebop meme of like, oh, I just love a woman that would kill me. Just it's that kind of vibe. Though of course not all of them are women, but just that's the vibe. And they treat you quite well actually. It's like just one of the group. Eventually Alani will come out. Alani has also changed their outfit, but not as glamorous as the rest of you. Alani is essentially dressed as a very traditional cleric of Sitara. They have this black leopard mask. They put it up over here for now, just so that way they can see and speak to you, like with the full face. They have a necklace made out of bones, and it kind of hides this brand that's on their chest. It hides it, but not in the best way. You can tell that this brand, it's like a burned one, the one that they put on horses. Just creeping out from their chest onto their collarbone and maybe their neck. And they are bare-armed this time. They don't clink and clank when they walk. And so you can see on their left arm just the tattoos of leopard spots going down their arm. It's almost like a sleeve of leopard spots. And all of those cover more burn marks, essentially. And Alani is holding their censer, which is sort of like a nice holy symbol to Sitara. It's I told you before, it's like a stylized leopard. It's the one that you burn incense in. That's what I mean. They look at you all and they go, I've given the talismans to the princess and her guests. Did you want to enter first? Like the first people here on time?
Yes. I think it would be helpful to get a lay of the land first, yes.
Yes. They will take you, but you will see that the courtesans leave first. They will, like, Alani will leave, will let you guys leave after they have all left, as they have to get ready and set up. The place has to be set up. They have to be where they should be, and they all look like regular servants of the castle. And you know who's the entertainment. You know who's like pulling out the loot, like, ready. You know who's got all of that stuff ready. You know who's gonna serve you food. They've kind of made it clear by now with how much time you've spent with them. Alani, however, will take you all to where the servants' quarters are, wait a little bit, and then sneak you all out as properly as you can. So that way, it looks in such a way that you... Actually, do you want to make your first skill checks that would count towards your successes? This seems like a really good time, and I don't want to steal it from you. How well can you sneak out of the servants' quarters to look like you are the first guests to arrive on time?
If it's about sneaking, I would love to see if the other two can follow my lead on this. Follow the expert, which will give you a +3 to your whatever your stealth is on that. Okay. And then because I have stuff that helps me help my allies with sneak. I love sneaking so much. I like to help others.
That's
yeah.
cool. The more I became an expert in sneaking, it didn't take anything to help anybody. Nothing.
Also, out of the three of us, who has probably the lowest stealth? You?
I'm untrained in stealth.
Okay. So why don't you roll? Wait, you and those allies can roll a single stealth check using the lowest modifier. Cool. So, can you roll a stealth for all of us?
I got a 27 total.
Nice. And that's with the +3, right?
Oh wait, that's not the +3, so it's 30 actually.
That is our stealth for the entire group. Because I can help all of us do the same thing. So I like whoever's the lowest of us. That's where we are as a group.
And then you guys can still make the other two. You can still make your rolls actually.
Oh, cool. So then
I got a
sort of
17
it's
plus
sort of
22.
like you. Yeah. The best way to put it is that it's sort of like you can't get lower than a 30.
Okay.
Got it.
Yeah, I have a 39.
Yeah, I have a 27, 28, 29, 30 plus 10. I have a 41.
Okay, my bad if that was too loud. I'm gonna mark that down as 2 successes because that was really smart. Also you crit, because the 30 was what you needed to beat. So you guys were always gonna pass. Good job. So 2 successes towards your total clock. Your total clock is somewhere in the range of 6 to 8. And the only reason why I say this is because make as many checks as you want, and when the time feels right, it's going to happen. You know, it's a little bit of surprise. But have fun with this.
Is
you
Bandit already there?
Nope, you're first. In fact,
okay.
yes, in fact, the only people that you see there is the princess herself, seated at the centermost table, I should say. Each table is kind of fun. It's like large circles with cushions where each of you can sit. It's 10 to a table, sort of. And there are several tables. This is like ballroom big, almost, just to fit everyone. This took a lot of preparation and last-minute planning, but it happened. And so you have your pick of any table you'd like, including the centermost table. Yes, with the princess. Yes, with all 3 lords.
That one.
Yeah, we're definitely going there.
Can I actually, like, not sit at a table with you guys? Like, can I, like, get a vantage point somewhere? Just, like, on a balcony or, like, climb up something that will keep me as hidden as possible, but where I can see what's going on below?
See, while you guys are first to pick, there are more people filing in after you. So, Rashu, if what you want to do is blend in and have an easier time getting somewhere, I would suggest waiting for a couple people to come in, Ezio style. Wait in the back a little bit and go and do your shit.
Yeah, what I think, I definitely want to do that, but I think it's also, I'm trying to keep an eye on where they are, so if something happens, I can, shoot an arrow and sort of help in that way from above.
I see.
Yeah. So basically, I would imagine, if there is, a second balcony or something that people can overlook the feast area, or if there's not, then somewhere just, a little bit of ways away where, I just might be admiring some art or something like that,
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. You can totally do this. People file in and take up tables and seats immediately. So you two, though, you're going straight center, right? The Moria and Yura. You're trying to say your actual name. You're
The
going
Mori's
into-
still in a
you're going straight in the
daze.
center.
She's just following Irha.
You we'll get to you in a second, Rashu, as it makes more sense for people to file in. You two walk up, classy, elegant, and you take your seats. What would you do actually? As you do gain the attention of all three major lords and of course the princess, who will look at you both, give a bit of like this mischievous, there you go, this mischievous smile before hiding it away with her sleeve just a little bit. It's because it's unsightly of her to be seen with such a ghastly smile.
Irha would walk up to the group and would, I think, introduce themselves as acting Captain Irha Akhtar of the Malo, and would walk over to Reyna, the third star, and would in particular say hello to her, sort of like bowing down and asking for her hand.
Well, you at acting, because you guys are so close, I'd say that you notice a couple of like head turns. Acting captain. Where the hell's your real captain? But as you just go out of your way to the princess, she will accept your hand. Hold it with like as light as a feather, Hold it as if she's holding silk in her hands. She'll touch yours and she'll go, well, it's a lovely set of gems you have there.
It's lovely to meet you, Princess Reyna. We've heard so much about you, and it's an honor, truly, to finally make your acquaintance. And Irha will kiss the princess's hand in a way of greeting, and then hand it back to her before taking their seat.
Mm-hmm. She'll take her hand back. She has this little silk fan, and she'll just, I don't have one, but just imagine, and just gently flutter some wind air to her face, and continue. And Blackwater actively goes, ugh. Yeah, it's not even. Servant, you bring me something to knock me out. And a courtesan goes, right away. Flutters off. I will say, because it's quite out there, and respectfully, of course, with the most respect, you would all notice. Well, one, Chantao is sitting just like 1 foot up, 1 foot cross, like her arm resting on the knee. If you've seen a Bollywood movie, then you know what the gangster sit is. just ready, ready for shit. Probably counting fat stacks of money in front of everyone because they own it.
I got kicked off. It's like not loading. I think it's VM mix.
Yeah, mine.
Okay, there we go. It just stabilized.
Yeah, it's getting better.
Yeah.
We're back.
Oh, we're back.
Okay, yay.
Did the internet just
awesome,
die
awesome.
a little universally?
All over the world, all at
Maybe.
once.
Well, that was terrifying.
That's so
Terrifying.
wild.
It's because
It
this party
happened
is
right
too
as,
crunk.
like-
This piece is too crunk.
Way too
the
crunk.
internet
Of
can
course.
handle.
Of course, the minute Chun Tao gets mentioned, the world has to stop.
I mean, she was
I will say the wind picked up too.
Ooh.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like storming out over there, but like Jesus.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, sitting like a Bollywood gangster, and you will notice down her chest a very familiar tattoo of a dragon around a dagger with a pearl in its mouth.
Who'd have thunk?
Wow, I'm so glad we approached this table. Yeah, but Mori walked up like she's in a trance because she's still so shook. So she just followed Irha and didn't even actually look at where they were going or who was there. So the first moment that Irha like walks away from her to say hi to the princess, but Mori like looks up and actually like looks at everybody because she heard Blackwater and instantly was just like her fight or fight response just got triggered. And she'll like glance over and see Chantao and just big eyes. Cause chest.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Chest. And
straight up staring. Does not know, can't even realize what it looks like in the moment. Is just
I have a question. Seeing that
yes.
From across the room and noticing Bamori is sort of out of it for a second, would it be too much for me to do like a very loud piercing whistle, like just to sort of try to snap?
No, it wouldn't.
Yeah, just and maybe I'm trying to play it off like this is
out of
something
reflex.
crazy.
Out of reflex, something that is near her. I feel like this is something you've done before to Bamori when she spaces out. Out of reflex, she snaps out of it into an automatic behavior of grabbing whatever is near her and lobbing it at your head.
Oh, at me? Yep. Cool.
Yep.
It's another
That's
crab.
fine.
It's another crab.
As long as it's me and not the rest of the table.
No, it's straight at you. It's just the automatic behavior of like Rashu, irritation, crab, eat.
That's fine. That's fine. I will accept it.
She is herself, and she snaps her eyes back to Chantao, and is just looking at her. Like, expression is still very like Bamori, in the way that it is blank as hell. But like eyes are confused and fascinated, and keep flickering between Chantao's face and her chest.
And this happens. All of this happens. Now I'm going to ask, would you like to make this as another skill check towards your many?
What, not passing out in front of my crush or hitting Rashu?
Not passing out in front of your crush this way.
Sick, yeah.
Rashu, to make this all work, I would say both of you can make me... You know what? This really is a performance role. Performance or deception. I'll allow either. Okay. That's what they
much better.
It works
I'm
with me.
so much better that you said the second.
No, you know, you're right. It should be a deception roll because I'm trying to not show how I feel. So that would be an 18 plus 20. That is 38.
2, 3. That's a 33.
Boy.
So
DC is low.
We'll see.
How would you? How
am I gonna play it off?
Yes. How would you like to play it off? You're whistling to gain attention.
Yeah. So I see Bamori sort of spaced out, right? And I know that could either be really awkward for what we're trying to do and not be suspicious at the moment. And so I'm pretty sure that Bamori is going to hate me for whistling. But what I'm going to do is do it anyway and bump into somebody and act like it was an accident and I was just like too into whatever I was thinking. And like it is me playing it off as just I'm an aloof pirate. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
Might as well just be like, oh, I'm such a normal pirate. Yo-ho. Yo-ho.
Yo-ho.
Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious.
And Bamori, this wakes you up, right? This snaps you out of it. And then you see a perfectly placed crab crawling on the table. And I'm assuming you wish to throw it, but you've also noticed a look from Chunta.
Oh.
There is recognition. If she were drinking something, she would do a spit take, you know?
Oh no.
And she looks at you, she looks directly at you, staring daggers. And for me, make a will save.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Oh, thank God that was a nat 20. Let me see what my modifier is. 37.
Okay.
I'll be used to it
You
by
can
now at this
steel
point.
yourself. Yeah, you can steel yourself this look that you've been given. There's something strange here. And for once it's not like spirits and other like hopeless this world ending. No. It's simply just you know those eyes. You know that face. You remember this face a lot younger, that's for sure. You remember perhaps that really great dream that you had. And just things are starting to just click into place for you.
Out loud, involuntarily. But more, it's like it's like with Ren, where like the name just slipped out of her mouth, just goes sugar, and then just confused as to like why she just said that word.
She gives you a rather stern glare and goes, "Sit, guests." Now.
And she sits, but like, so I know that she's got like a leg up, right? So I feel like one leg is on the chair, like the guest chair next to her, but Mori sits in that one out of just reflex.
Mm-hmm. And she will look at you and go, "And your names?"
Mori.
Like I said, acting Captain Irha Akhtar.
She will give you a nod, Irha, before turning back to Gamori and going, "Your name is Fog. Who the hell names their kid Fog?" We're gonna jump to Rashu super quick.
Yeah.
Rashu, so, you've done your extra shit, but now there's enough people in here for you to have that beautiful opportunity of finding a vantage point. It's a little difficult considering everybody's of the light, but what you do notice is there are courtesans dancing, singing, playing, instruments. There are people who are sitting, even like with the courtesans, similar to like at a host party or something like that, where it's like arms around them, all that stuff. Even at some point, Davia in Blackwater gets drunk enough to get two Twinkie boys right by his side and just only focusing on his little twinks. Whereas everyone else is just having a chill good time. It's a feast now. It feels like a feast and not like an official meeting. It feels a bit like a party, but like it's kind of not a party at the same time. It's just a good time, really. It's not bad. It's not horrible. And so I'm assuming you are going to look for a vantage point now, and would you like me to provide you with some, or would you like to create one for yourself?
Let's hear some of the options, and then I'll pick of those.
There isn't really much of like a balcony or a second level to this place. Mm-hmm. You can totally parkour your way up, like on like a beam or something. you know?
Okay.
With a light.
So that's
stuff.
I actually don't need to hear the rest of the options. That's my favorite.
Yeah, yeah. It's feeling it like the
specifically-
first one.
Yeah, specifically like in the shadow part of that, where like so there's all these people drinking and running around and partying, right? I imagine like I've slowly moved my way over to the corner, and I see sort of the beam, and I'm like looking up to see where I can stay in the shadow while being hidden from up there, and that's where I decide to try to climb.
Make an acrobatics. And would you like to count this as your one of your skill checks?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh nice. Acrobatics. 24 plus. 38.
Yep.
This is my best. I like stealth.
I know
in this
that's why I was like, oh yeah, that's why I was like ready for this one. You get up there with ease. You find the perfect moment, perhaps where the guitar, the lute, whatever, is strummed powerfully, and so it catches everyone's attention. And in fact, the courtesan locks eyes with you as they notice where you are, and they play you up a storm getting up there. In fact, I would say that you got a +1 to that, making it a 39, because perhaps bards exist. Either way, aiding a buddy. You get up there, no problem. You have your vantage point. You also have your success. And from up here, you can see where everyone is positioned. Ariana, like Queen Ariana, and her people chose to sit close to where your friends and the main people are. Almost expectantly, in some way, shape, or form. But she's sitting there. Does she have free space? Yes. Is she fawning over anyone or looking for things? No. She is probably the only proper guest here, if we're being 100% honest. You could look at her, you could look at Reyna, and the only difference between their poise and their elegance is that Reyna's a little bit like this right now. It's a little bit. You will also see where Bandit and his crew are sitting, which is anime protagonist corner. I like the window.
I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah, there. That's the best way to describe it. Anime protagonist window. They are the loudest. They are also really close to where the entertainers are when they're rocking out with music, and they're enjoying the music. It's like the bard's hyping them. They're hyping the bard. It's a vocal hype.
And you said by a window.
Sort of by a window. Like it's it is window shaped. is the best way to put it. It is a window, probably to the outside, but covered by like a room or something. It's a shape.
Up here, is there any way to get like out of the building from up where, like anywhere near where I am? Like a hatch or a hole, like another window, or like yeah.
That window's probably not the best. There are windows around here, but you have a good lay of this keep, so you can probably guess that there's at least one servant's exit somewhere in this room. That would require another roll, but before we get to your roll, we will get back to the group. But I will say, yes, you can probably guesstimate that there is a servant's keep somewhere. Group B, I'll say. No, A. We started with you. A. You're all seated at your table. You are quickly brought in drinks and snacks. Davion is very loud and about his company, like I mentioned before. 2 little twinks. and he's having a good time. He's getting hammered. Meanwhile, everyone else is at best a really awkward silence, unless you chose to make more conversation. But to be fair, it feels quite awkward.
But Mori is just straight up parroting the memory, and in response to the hell names their kid Fob, she just goes, and like so much smoother than she knows herself to ever be, just goes, because I'm hard to catch.
You get.
And she's
You
like
get
so
a small smirk at her.
Oh, that feels familiar.
Throughout
But yeah, but the
this-
delivery is not the same.
Throughout all of this, I think seeing that Blackwater in particular, right, is getting a little bit shwasted, it has gonna try and pull Blackwater into a conversation, actually. To try and see if he can get Blackwater to talk a little bit about what's going on his crew, with his crew. What plans does he have? Oh, you're such a major lord. There's so much, I'm sure, that you have to share to minor lords, such as myself.
Quick question. Don't you have that ability where you can like ask questions around what they're talking about? Oh, that's so
Yes,
sick.
it is an ability called double speak. So I am skilled at saying one thing while meaning something different. I can disguise the true meaning behind my words and phrases, and only my allies will understand the true meaning of what I say. Anyone who wants to figure out what I actually mean has to make a perception check against my deception. Yeah, so basically hiding this sort of facade of like wanting to learn more from a more seasoned pirate lord. But really what I'm trying to figure out is like any information we can get about this like cave and what's going on with like Marikit and the others that they're going to sacrifice to this kraken.
You, let me see, they can technically make one against you. You said it was a perception?
Yes, it is.
Oh, God. So, tell me, what are you're hiding this? I'm assuming you're playing it up for him too, like boosting his ego.
Yes. Oh yeah.
And he looks directly at you, sizing you up a bit. He's much bigger than you in stature and every kind of almost in every way, like physicality, rep, all of that shit.
I'm a 6-foot orc. This man is still bigger than me?
Yeah, 6 feet ain't big to him. He's like
whack.
Almost 7 feet. He's a big lad, big boy, you know. Rough
lad.
Lad, what a lad, tall lad, big boy, you know, just huge. And as he looks you up and down, he goes, "Trying to steal my spot, hmm? Nah. You're just eager when I kill your captain or something. Want to take his place?
No.
Their place? Who the fuck are you again? The Mola? Mola? I'm sloshed. Sure. What do you need? You want to make a deal with me? He likes my deals.
I simply want
I can
to
get you what you need.
I simply want to learn more about what it is that you do, because you have clearly made your way to the top. You're a major lord after all, and well, we're just minor lords here. I would like to learn more about your crew. How do you run your ship? I'm newly appointed captain, and to be quite honest with you, I'm not really quite sure what I'm doing.
But more, you might
No.
want to take note of the humbleness there.
Oh, I'm noticing. I got an elf ear twitch. I'm a whisper elf. I'm listening to everything that's happening.
Also, just so you know, I made my deception check for the doublespeak. I got nat 20, and with my modifier, it's 41. Just so we know.
Yes. And since you've told me, I would like you to know that this man had like a special advantage, and it doesn't help because he got a nat 1, so he barely makes it 20, just with the nat 1 and his modifier. So we can continue to RP this out, or I can give you some pretty dope information.
What's the information? I'm ready.
Yes. All right. Through his bullshit, and it's so much bullshit. It's not even a bull. It's like horse. Like it's it's fake. It's so much bravado, and from this interaction alone, you got it. You understand this guy immediately. His vibes are rich kid who got everything handed to him. He's not a dumbass, so that's a thing. He actually knew how to abuse his power, and he takes great pride in abusing his power. He actually boasts about some of it to the point where it's very easy. You're not sitting beside Reyna. I'm assuming you're sitting close to her, but you can see just her demeanor, just like if you could feel her eyes roll the back of her head. She's heard all of these tales so many times. And he goes on and on about all the people he's cut down, all of his dirty, nasty deals, all of the advantages that he was able to abuse in his life. Then he gets to a specific point where he mentions where he keeps people who can't keep up with their deals. I used to like to make an example of them. Flog them in the streets, drag them around, and then dump them. Make the families pay for their carcass. It was amazing. I was rolling. I'm still rolling in dough. It's real easy when this fucking fortress is... It's everything. I've built her from the bottom up. She's perfect. No one's getting in and out without me. My say. I've got all you bitches on a leash. Truthfully. In fact, I dare half of you. All of you! And he like gets up and he's and he points, he's like, come at me!
Oh, Davian, no. You said you used to punish people who couldn't keep their deals like that. What do you do with them now?
Why, sits back down because he's into his story, you know? You have piqued his interest, you've kept his interest long enough, and he goes, my dear, you look like it too. My dear, I do what the gods couldn't even do. I'm gonna hold everyone in this goddamn world upon my hands. All in debt to me.
And how do you plan on doing that?
I can make use. Oh, well, this is a bit of a business mogul. He looks at the other lords looks him dead in the eyes, each and every one of them, except Reina, which hardly acknowledges. Then looks back at you and goes, I take them useless ones, the ones that are only good for ransom, not even, if we're being real. I take them. I turn them into something useful. Something that's on the market. I'll have it in Shangri-La in 2 weeks. And the seas will be as black as my name when I'm done.
It's quite an endeavor you have there.
As the fucking unbowed. Yeah. It's a successful one too. Real
Fires,
sloppy
you said.
work. So many. You want a slice? You want a taste?
I would love that.
We'll pull out a little bottle of... When you looked outside at night and you saw how dark it was, and when you've seen the black spirits, how dark they were, these pale in comparison to what the hell is in this bottle. It is as if ink was able to create more ink. It's the darkest eyeliner that you could think of. It's Vanta black. It's like a black hole in a little bottle. And its texture as he sloshes it in front of you is disgusting. It's like the Resident Evil 7 soup that you see in the beginning of the game. It is horrid, but dark and vile. And when he pulls it out, anyone who can see a ghost, any of my beautiful haunted babies, you look at it immediately. It's like pinging for you. Anyone who has any form of divinity in them, so this is you again, Irha. It feels like someone punched you in the chest. It hurts almost to look at this, whatever this is, this abomination. And anyone within the vicinity of this table, the courtesans, the major lords, Bemori, you're included, Reina included, this vibe, your gut is screaming at you to leave. You are unsafe with this tiny little bottle. And he holds it in front of you, Irha, and he goes, "This is the key. This is the future. This is power in a bottle. This is going to be the best shit that this fucking world's ever seen. I'm going to make a killing out of this. And I'm going to make a killing out of you." And he's going to, he will look at the chimera form when he says this. And y'all have been very transfixed, I will say, at this point. You have not noticed that this table is close to caving in half from the chimera form side as they are holding it aggressively. Their nails are pretty much through the thick wood. And they don't have sharp nails. This is finger and bone going through the goddamn table as they're holding it, and you just notice maybe their breaths are labored, and their steam coming out almost. This air is thick with tension.
Bemori would like to very casually, real quick, Bemori would just like to slide one of the talismans that she has onto, because she's sitting so like pressed up against Shantao, that she's just gonna slide one of the talismans and then like pause and then grab like another and just like slide two because she has a bunch. So she's like just gonna slide two of them over to Chuntao and like have her hand like on them. And it's on her thigh. So the talismans are between her hand and thigh, and she's just holding them there for Chuntao to take.
She'll take them. She'll take them. Since it's a bit of a heated moment.
Yeah.
The hand stays though.
Her hand rests on yours for a bit. Is there anything you, Hamnah, and you, Rashi, would like to do?
Yeah.
I want to do something real stupid. If Rashi wants to do something first, I'll do it after, because I think it'll...
I think it's happening while... So I would see from way up here, these spirit around this bottle on the table and just like feeling it all the way up wherever I am. And I'm like, fuck that. I'm getting out of here. That was a B, not an F. Good job, Jerry. And then I'm going to hurry up to do what I was planning on doing anyway, which is getting... It was not an F-bomb. Look at that. I would run out of the building. I want to go to the door, and I want to barricade it in. Because I figure that we are... getting close to the end of when Reyna's gonna do her thing, and I want to make sure that people are in here and stuck at least for a little bit while my friends can escape through the servants' quarters, right? So I would like sort of go out of a window and rappel down and then like barricade the doors into this place. Just I know it's not gonna hold off a million pirates on the inside, but it will buy us a little bit of time.
You can totally do it. Make a perception roll for me. Like, I'm not gonna make you roll to get out and do this stuff. I'm gonna make you roll for something else, something fun.
Ooh, okay. I'm excited for that. That's a 36. I don't know if that's good. But I hope.
You're doing your stuff. You're barricading. Surprisingly, no one's here to guard, as all the guards are inside. You know, that's where the main event is. So you can barricade this keep. You can do what you wish.
Yeah. If it's barricaded, yeah. Oh, as I do.
And as you do, you're going to see. Have you seen Bloodborne?
Oh yeah.
Have you seen Vicar Amelia?
Yeah.
You turn. Not even. You don't turn, actually. I shouldn't say. But you see the shadow on the floor, on the plastered on the front of the door. You hear once again, "Look at us, Hunter." You don't have to turn now. We'll figure out later. I will mention though, with your perception, however, you hear that. You know what's there. You can guess what's there. But out of the corner of your eye, from where you are, you also see a white Kadeho staring at you and looking behind them, which in this case would be in front of you. Not the doors, but rather off to the side. So where you can see they are showing a path where to run. Hamnah, what would you like to do before we wrap up?
Ada's gonna swipe that bottle right out of Blackwater's very drunk hand. I told you I was gonna do something stupid.
Okay, what would you like to do? What would you like to do?
I'm just going for it. He's drunk. He's drunk. He probably can't fight back. It's clearly dangerous. It should not be in his hands. That's all.
Are you keeping it? Are you taking it from him and trying to run? Are you trying to drink it? What's happening?
No, oh my god, we're not drinking that. Oh my god, no. Yeah, so Itha is just going to, like, swipe the bottle out of his hand, and ideally, it's going to look at Bamori, like, very sternly, like, we need to get out of here now. Is going to look at Reyna really quickly, like, it might be time to do that thing you wanted to do, and then running to wherever the nearest exit is that we agreed on that we're supposed to be leaving by.
Y'all lucky. Y'all lucky. You guys just
Rory
made
is
the shit. Like, you rolled
Chantal's hand.
Bring her if you need to. It's fine.
She might. She might just.
So you do this, and Reyna sees you. She understands. She gets it. She felt what you felt too, on a divine level, as you can see, even with her many garments and her accessories, beads of sweat coming down. And this is the kind that you get when you are afraid. It's cold sweat. But she steels herself. Her face becomes like that of a leader. She gets up and she simply goes, "Well, my gentle lords of the hour, the stars have spoken wise words to me, and while I did have a whole ass speech prepared, I think we pirates settle things a little differently. So, I would like to politely declare war." And you see her pull this spear out from whatever light was in the room. She pulls it out, and it looks like as if a shooting star was crystallized in such a way. It is beautiful, this spear. And she pulls it in her hand, and then she chucks it immediately at Blackwater point blank. And that's where we're gonna end the session. So, good shit.
Girl bossing!
Hi guys. I told you we would have girl bossing in this. Thank you all for sticking around. My apologies again for another sort of long session. Before we wrap up, we're just going to really quickly tell you guys where you can find all of us. You can find me, Aki, all over the Twitterverse at AkiNomi_art. And if you are interested in more Pathfinder 2e streams, you can catch me on the G&G and Nat 20 Productions collab, Wayward Arcadium, every Mondays at 8 p.m. Pacific. And now my beautiful cast members. Brandy, you're first.
Hi everybody, I'm Brandy Rose. I have been Bamori. I'm also apparently having a small stroke. But yeah, I'm Brandy Rose. You can find me on Twitter at @TheBrandyRose. I am a podcast and talk show and all sorts of things, producer and host. Make sure to check out all of my work and all my stuff on Twitter. You can also find me, I forgot to mention earlier, Tuesdays in the evenings now. I think it's 6 p.m. PST, but I might be wrong, on Roll20 for the next 5 weeks, because we are doing a Haunted West series. So make sure to check that out. And yeah.
Hamnah, you're next.
Right. Hello, everybody. My name is Hamnah, and I use any and all pronouns, and I'm a TTRPG performer. You can find me on Twitter at @Shahid_, where I talk about all of the different projects that I'm a part of. Just one tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. I will be on Transplanar RPG's channel. For those of you that don't know, Transplanar RPG is an all-transgender, POC-led D&D 5e live stream set in a homebrew, non-colonial, anti-Orientalist world. It's super fun. I make more bad decisions in that game as well, so if you want to see me do that, come join us tomorrow.
And
Randy.
Yeah. Hey everybody, thanks. As always, I'm Randy Avarenga. You can follow me on Twitter at RollerRaja. I'm an actor and TTRPG performer and all these other things as well. And I'm really excited to know you. So thank you for always supporting Shambhala and the Dat fam. Best fan.
Yes. Remember to check out Utopia's Creator Day bundle at utopia.itch.io. Please support us. Please support more BoomPod creators. We love it. And thanks for your subs, follows, and donations. That fam is the best fam. And remember, we've got Kings of Dirt tomorrow, which is a 2D20 post-apocalyptic adventure. And Sunday brings us more pirate adventures with Voyage of the Siren Song. And that's just the start. We've got new TTRPG content every day of the week. Watch the DAT Network socials for details and join us next week here on Shambhala. Same DAT time, same DAT channel. Thank you guys, and good night.